To come out with a bang, Coach Minzy, best round here. Remember that.
Pick up yourself, people. Wanna say, wanna not hear? Check, check, check. Wanna not hear me? Check, 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 check. Check, 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 check. Testing, testing. Testing, testing, testing. Tell me if you not hear the video sound now. What go on in the night, people? Check, 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 check. All right. You not hear me clearly, but you not hear the video, don't. We don't know what go on this. Anyways, no video sound. No hearing. Big up yourself, people. What go on? We don't know. Me I hear it through the headphone, you know. Me I hear it through the headphone. Me don't know why Uno not hear it. I don't know why I'm not hear it. Everything on the audio setting up and about. Yeah, that more I wonder why it now something there. And it's also share the tab. Okay. Yeah, man, I know I will go on with it. Yeah, man, I figure out what going on with people, but I can't share it without Could see if we can do it that way. Too long.
maybe fringe players that we haven't seen before. And we thanks for joining. Strange to do a press conference on a Zoom call, but we'll manage. There's a lot of new things we have to adapt to, but this is one. But we are happy that you're on, and we're happy that there's so many persons on the call.
Tell me if we're not here now.
Like Simon said, sorry for the
Are you here now?
Press meeting for this camp. It took a long time to pick the squad.
Come now, tell me if we're not here now, man.
Both because we planned with two camps, so
Eagle
under 20
Republic,
as
Tough
well.
Road,
So
not here.
we were
Grab
selecting
Smith.
players in the best interest of the players. So, and some players were not available. So we thought it was better to wait with announcing the squad until it was fully ready. So thank you for the patience there. We thought it was not appropriate to play a friendly game prior to such important games like Canada is. Probably it's a long time since Jamaica played as important games as the two Canada games we have in front of us. So, but it was decided to play against Guatemala. So we try to use this to our benefit, seeing players that are maybe fringe players that we haven't seen before, and we try to focus on domestic players and players playing in US. So that is the kind of the players we picked from at this stage. From our planning, we want to use January and February for these kind of games. But this game was decided, so we tried to do the best that we can do to give the players as best camp as possible to show that what they can do and to show both us and you, all of you Jamaicans, how good they are. So looking forward to seeing them perform tomorrow and see what they can give. And it's the same for the staff. So we took a limited staff and different people in our staff for this camp, because we would like to have all staff members fresh when it comes to play in Canada, because that will be almost 2 weeks together. And by the end of the FIFA window, we play the second leg against Canada, and we need everyone fresh there. So an extra 5-6 days of work, and the staff in the camp is working 24/7. So to have them for close to 3 weeks is we thought it's too much. So we tried to give most of them a rest for this camp. So we really appreciate the staff members that jumped into this one, and we think we are doing the correct thing, having everyone fresh.
Okay, thank you very much, Coach. Really appreciate it. Now, before we open the floor for some questions, just a few updates and remarks from John as well. A lot of traveling recently. How are things progressing as well, with an exciting 2024 that lies ahead, especially for the U20s?
Yeah, correct. It was a productive meeting I had with the technical board as of yesterday as well. The recent events has been that we actually are moving forward and not using the FIFA window as a next week for the U20s. There were too many external factors that would not provide the kind of the quality desired, and actually the safeguarding as well for the players. So for us, it has to be resolved quickly and talk in good sense with all key stakeholders of the clubs, players, and internally staff-wise. So we're moving on with on the horizon, looking at playing at Trinidad in December with mainly, or to everything, I would say fully domestic players. So we're actually using existing pools to actually give everyone a fair opportunity to prove themselves ahead of the qualifiers.
Okay, thank you very much. Really appreciate it. Now we use the opportunity to open the floor for questions. Firstly, we ask that you may raise your hand and indicate, and then you will be identified and pose the question, whether to Coach Hallgrimsson or to Coach Wall. So it's 2 questions per person, and we will be able to commence proceedings here so that everybody is aware. All right, so 2 per question, and we can be able to start. So we can start with the first person to raise their hand, and I will indicate. All right, we will start with sports down the middle. You may go ahead with your question.
Yes, good afternoon, Simon. Good afternoon, Coach Algerson. Coach, good afternoon. My first question is that I know this is a team that you just call it to have a look in. One of the players that we all been talking about is midfielder Tyreek Magee. And if he say play exceptionally well on Saturday, would you get a look in for the game against Canada, or would you like to see more?
Well, like always, not only this camp, but always, we're not thinking about individuals. We want to talk about individuals in per se. But yes, this is also why we don't want to talk about the squad for Canada until Sunday. We would like to see and have options for some players, if they do good, to be able to be a part of the Canadian camp. So yeah, I don't know who is talking about who, but if somebody will do a good game, we have an open spot for the Canada game. So yeah, that is, I think I understood the question correctly, and that's the answer. Yeah. So you have to ask me again if I didn't answer it correctly. But there will be a spot available for the game against Canada. Yes.
Yeah, because we know that sometimes you don't change up your squad, which is good. Yes, and you've been with the same team almost every game you play. But yeah, I just want to know if he play exceptional well, will he get a look in for the Canadian squad? But you've answered the question well, sir.
Yeah, I'll just kind of repeat what I said, but for sure, this is not the best time for them to show, and it's a little bit unfair to those players that we have at this moment. They only have 2 training sessions, and then the minutes we will give them during the match. So we would rather do it, and we will for sure give them another chance in January when we have more time with them and etc. So then we can get to know them better than we can for these three days together.
Yeah.
Okay, beautiful.
Thank you very much, T. Got much appreciated. Robert Williams from IRFM, I saw you did. You may proceed with your questions.
You're muted, Robert. You're muted.
Yes, coach. Sorry about that. Yeah, I want to ask about Dujon Whisper. He was initially in the squad, was withdrew from the squad or was withdrawn from the squad, not sure. Does it mean that he's going to be available or not available for the Canada game next Friday?
No, this is what we said just now, Robert. We will talk about the Canada squad on Sunday, correct, Simon?
Yes, that is correct. Sunday, when the delegation from New York arrives back into Jamaica, that's when we'll unveil the Canada squad.
Yeah. So, Robert, we are focusing on this one. We selected him for this one, but he withdrew from the squad, and that just gives another player a chance to show himself. So, yeah, it really changes not a lot for us in the manner that we know Whisper what he can give to us. So, it doesn't change that.
Thank you.
A follow-up, Robert?
In the
No, it's okay.
Okay. All right. Livingston Scott had said it indicated as well from the Gleaner. You may proceed.
I like your glasses, Robert.
Thank you. Thank you, coach.
They look extremely fast, by the way.
And expensive.
Formula One red.
Yes, we didn't see. It looks like Mr. Livingston Scott has logged off, but we can take Mr. Blake. You may proceed, unmute and proceed.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Simon. This is Ohini Blake, otherwise known as Cataract, local correspondent for Dre Anyweather Sports. I have a 2-part question for Coach and a 1-part question for Coach John Wall.
Well, Mr.
Coach
Blake had made said there was 2 questions, so if it is one to both, then no problem.
Yes, okay. Thank you. Coach Hallgrimson, good afternoon. I hope you are well. The question really is not really a question of mine, but one that has been very prominent in our space. And that I know your normal answer to the questions like this, but the non-inclusion of Ravel Morrison has been topical. And I wonder if you could deviate from your usual answer. So just indicate to us the player, what might have been the reason for his non-exclusion. And the part B is that without a star name to pull the crowd in, what sort of Jamaican fan base are you expecting in New Jersey?
Yeah, start on Ravel, and you will not get another answer than I've answered before. I tried though to call him and just see, but I didn't get a reply. So I just wanted to check up on him because I think we have a good relationship. But it's the same whether it's a friendly or if it's an official game. You know, we need our players to be playing, so we don't have any clue where he is in fitness. But we have a clue, of course, where he is in match fitness, and that's probably not at a high level. So we just keep the same, even though it's a friendly. We keep the same procedures. but I hope he's doing better. I had like a text a few months back that he is feeling more fit, etc. So hopefully we'll see him, and for sure when he start playing again, we will for sure look at him and see if he is available for our squad. But the same answer: if you're not playing football, it's difficult to pick you for a national team.
Thank you, Coach, for being forthright, and we'll certainly pass the information on to the fans so that Ravel is still a part of the Reggae Boyz picture. Coach John Wall, how are you, sir? My question is...
Hi, and I'm feeling pretty well.
Okay, good. My question is, the understanding I got from your presentation is that the under-20 game that was scheduled in Europe somewhere that would have had you looking at some of the players who are based in England and Europe, that will not take place prior to this international window, and would be in December. Is that correct? Just a clarification. Then the question would be, if it is in December, which is still outside of a FIFA window, how and when would you get an opportunity to look at the pool that is available out of the English leagues and the leagues in Europe?
Let's align it and make it very factual. I love that. We would have used the FIFA window. That is absolutely correct for U20s. That is out of the window now due to external factors, was out of our control. So I made the decision of canceling. That pool would have been exercised with both players from Europe and players from Jamaica. December is still outside of the FIFA window, yes. But as I said then, and just to be clear, it would be used for domestic players, because I don't like to use the word local, because then it would be only Kingston players, or it would be players from Mo Bay. Then you are local, so domestic players. Other than that, I will reveal the ideal plan internally that I have, as well as externally, but it is a lead up to the qualifiers. But I want to think more broadly about 24. So you have to plan and allow us to think that we can have qualifiers, CONCACAF qualifiers, and eventually World Cup. Because otherwise, if we're not planning for success or actually doing good, then you're going to trip on your own feet. So that's the major thing. And revealing players from different pools, that is still available and retainable. But certain players who are playing first team minutes, yes, that is harder because the qualifiers themselves are outside of FIFA. Hope that answers the question, Cataract.
Yes, it does. I won't detain the meeting. I hope that we have another opportunity to have a press conference and to speak about the under-20, but I don't want to take away from Coach Harrington and yourself. The game in tomorrow, asking all the fans who watch this, please, the ultras, everyone, come out to New Jersey and support the team. We know Guatemala has a raucous support, so let's see some gold in there and get behind our boys.
Thank you very much, Mr. Blake. Much appreciated there. Let's now take Jason. You have indicated your hand. You may proceed.
Thank you, Simon. Good afternoon, Coach Wall, Coach Hallgrimson. First, I just want to say good luck in the games coming up. We are all 100% behind you and hope that you can pull out the results that we need to move forward in the competition. My first question is to Coach Hallgrimson. You had indicated when you first took over the team, we had a friendly game versus Cameroon, and I believe you weren't so, let's put it this way, you didn't speak so highly of taking that game at the time. And upon reflection, I wonder, now that we have another game now in a non-FIFA window, have you found any benefits to having these games? And the second part to this question is, I know the squad that was chosen for Cameroon was a very collaborative effort, which made total sense because you wouldn't know the players very much. I know it's still collaborative, but do you feel more strongly about the players that are selected for this current squad since you have kind of been around longer?
Yeah, so when we plan, we don't plan a month ahead or 2 months ahead because we'd like to focus on what we are doing. And I think when we play Cameroon, it was in early days of our regime. So we didn't know a lot of especially the domestic players. So, and we were asked if we want to go all the way to Africa with domestic players to play a team that it was going and preparing the last preparation period for the World Cup. So it kind of didn't look very sexy offer for football reasons, traveling a long distance with a limited number of squad members and playing a nation that was going into a final World Cup preparation. So, but we at least had 3-4 days with some players. They came in, yeah, even the last players came the day before the match. So we ended up with doing a really good draw against Cameroon, and we got to know these players quite well. Some of them have been more or less in the core since then. So that was beneficial, not only to us, but what was beneficial for these players. And now we have, again, a situation where we think that it would have been best for us to focus on Canada and solely on Canada. But this game was decided. So we want to use this opportunity as much to our benefit, seeing these players that we selected, talking to them, getting to know them, having them on meetings, etc. So we introduce them to what we are doing, and then we'll see tomorrow if somebody can shine, even though it's a little time. But yeah, I think we will do, and I think it's always beneficial to have these games, but it's always better than if we do it in blocks and give both us and the players more time together to get to know each other, etc. Did I answer this question?
I think so.
Yes, coach. That was a very good answer. You did answer my question. Thank you. Thank you for taking my question, Simon.
All right, thanks very much. Thanks very much, Jason. Livingston Scott, I know you've been trying to ask and raise a question. You may proceed now. I know you're chipping in and out, but you can go ahead, Livingston, from the Gleaner. Microphone muted.
Just want to know what the main intention is for the game tomorrow.
Yeah, all games we play, we go for the win. We always want to win because that should be always the ultimate goal in a first national team. We know though that they have a squad that, how many were in the Gold Cup?
13.
So 13 from their group was in the Gold Cup, and their coach Tena came in on a similar time as us, and he has already played 22 matches with the team, this team, since he took over. So they have more kind of understanding in their squad because they have been many times playing together. So the individual understanding, the tactical understanding is probably much higher. In Guatemala, that was the opponent that impressed us the most in the Gold Cup. Really enthusiastic, yeah, the hardworking players, fast players, direct. So yeah, that is going to be advantage to them that we haven't been much together. A lot of these players are touching base on what we want to do tactical wise. So it's a lot of information we give them on a short period of time. So yeah, but we want to win for sure. But we also like to see what they can deliver in the areas that we want tactically, and also as team members. So some players for sure, and it's always like this in games and camps like this, some players will impress a lot. So who knows, maybe someone in this camp will continue and be with the first team in official games after this. But for sure, first and foremost, we want to do good, we want to play good, and we want to win the game. But we still want to try to keep our kind of our philosophy of how we play, etc.
Just to ask again, Coach, are there any particular position you're looking to strengthen, and is there any players, are these players, or are basically working to see if they can fill any of these spots?
Yeah, I think of course we've had some of the players in this group. Mario Phillips has been with us, Romario Williams, King, of course Javain probably has been with us the most, and Jamali, the keeper. And then some players have been in some camps, King, Topi. Yeah, so we're for sure looking at them to be the leaders on the pitch. But there are positions that we are short in, and we just like to see everyone. I think all of these players can push the players that have been in the squad.
Thanks very much, Livingston. Just a reminder, I know folks tuned in quite late coming into this meeting. As a reminder, the Canada squad that will be unveiled on Sunday. Let's go ahead to Mr. Taylor. You may go ahead, unmute and proceed.
All right. Can you hear me, Simon?
Yes, you may go ahead.
All right. Good afternoon, coaches. It's a two-part question, and you guys can split the question. Previously, I asked Coach John Wall about I don't remember the answer, where the statistics about the balls that come into the box at an angle. It seems that we still struggle to defend those balls as a team. Coach, if you could explain to us, is it a type of zone marking, or it's man marking where players are just not picking up the players, or they're marking a zone? Second part to my question, Joel Latibeaudiere, at Swansea, he played the right back position. I think for the past 3 or 4 years, Jamaica kind of has been struggling at that right back position. Teams tend to attack us down that area. Have you ever considered Joel Latibeaudiere, who is one of the harder working players, solid tackler, maybe just to shore up that position and maybe get a true defensive midfielder in his position? Thank you.
I'll take the defensive part. I think that suits me. Diagonal balls in the box, doesn't matter right, left. We always have the same principles when defending. So if it's some tactical lessons you want here, no problem. So we play zonal defense, and zonal defense is changes when you get closer to your goal. So the more you are closer to your goal, the zones will become smaller and smaller. And in crosses, normally we are man marking. So the zones will be that small that you should be man marking. So that is, in theory, how zonal defense is played. So I hope that just answered the tactical question about balls in the box.
And about Joel Latibeaudiere?
Want to take Joel?
Sure. No, I can just do a passing. Is that it would be interesting to see the reference point out of that and the volume rate that we're talking about. But I'm just being humbled to be taught myself in that perspective too. But stepping into the other bit part question about Joel, we're aware that he's been playing as a right back. We are well aware that he's been playing as an inverted left back in a 3, currently in Coventry. But it's always a question that needs to align with the overall balance of the team. There will be players that might be playing out of position in national team, but yet again, a different thing is that you have to take the club ship out and the national team ship in. It's the same kind of adaptation, and it's not about demeaning any other players or actually talking about that we actually admitting having a consistent problem on the right. It's more, it will be a continuous process, but we're pleased in a lot of perspective. We are kind of forgetting 19-year-old Dexter Lambakey, so that's pretty well pursued and looked upon in the English Championship. Javane Brown, who's been consistent in over the years, and Tavon Gray, obviously playing just one half of Jamaican football so far, plus subbed in kind of minutes. So that volume of minutes have not given a bias to any sort of ways or decisions of that perspective, but we're looking constantly to improve, but aligning the questions with an overall balance as well.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much, JT. Thank you very much, Coach Halgrimson and Coach John Wall. We really appreciate it. And thank you very much to members of the media for tuning in to this afternoon's press conference. As just a reminder, tomorrow's match is at 7 p.m. This recording will be shared with you all so that you all are aware, and updates will be given in relation to the post-match press conference as well, so that you guys are aware.
All right, people, welcome back. You have heard you heard the questions from the persons that were actually in the Zoom meeting. What are your thoughts on what Coach Halgrimson Wall said about the team? Do we think that this game is really important? I see somebody write in the comment section said that game might be a distraction. Distraction to who? Opponent, the Reggae Boyz, coaches. I don't know if it is going to be a distraction to the coaches, because they already have their plan. The squad for the Canada game will be revealed on Sunday. So I don't know. So the coach has let me hear what Eagle Republic is saying. What is his takeaway from the press conference? I think Coach Halgrimson was just being nice to Javane Brown. Really? Remember, Javane Brown has been injured for the past few games, from what I have heard. So okay, Mark Chambers, I don't know why you're not here. But they fix the issue and people start here. Duckland, big up yourself. Yeah, man, him speak about Javane, man. He mentioned some players. He said Javane has been very consistent. You know, listen properly, Rob Smith. Yeah, so share your takeaways from the interview, people. Travis 11. Just take up the phone just in case somebody a call, All right, so Travis 11. Wait, Brown, Topi, King, Bell, Speedy, Phillips, Trayvon Reed, Beckford, Romario, Foster. All right, Travis. Toughy Rudy said, Coach is being politically correct. He doesn't like the idea of this friendly and frustrated. Yeah. I think I get that from him to Toffee. I mean, a few days before, Sherman, big up yourself. Coach said Javian Brown has been consistent, but inconsistent of Yali Young. I tell Rob Smith that himself. Phillips any 10 Duckland, I say. Float management, welcome. No, it was John who said Javian was consistent, not Algrims. Okay. That was Wall, not Grimmy. Bad eyes, good ears. We say, yeah, bad eye. Coach sound like he don't want to spend time on this game. He wanted to spend time working on the plan for Canada. Yeah, man. You get that type of vibe, but I mean, I guess it comes with the territory of coaching the Jamaica national team, because we're gonna get friendlies outside of the windows, and some players are always gonna be drafted in to fulfill those roles. You're frustrated or the coach. It's a good game for the French players to me. Yep. For the fridge player, Travis, so yes, a fridge player. This game is set for Magee. It's no or never. You can be consistently average too. Someone just want to be negative. See enough for Romario already. Can give Chanel Thomas the nod. Yeah. I mean, Chanel Thomas has been excellent too. So yeah, man, certainly we will look for that to see some of these players. Yeah. But to me, I don't know about you, but there's not much to talk about this game for real still enough, people. To me, it's just one of those friendlies, especially outside of the window, where I don't know. It come like what that game that was held in Africa for sure. You see me I say? But let's see what the players can go and do. They we need the revenue, so coach have to get used to it or sponsor us through his dentist practice. But I'm not thinking about practice dentistry right now, Rob Smith. All I know, Brown, Bowser, Low, Blake, and Leon get the most beaten on YouTube space. So, oh, you know, Travis, oh, Brown get the most call for. A YouTube, they know about Brown, you know. So, if you talk about that to Travis, this game is pointless with a big game coming up soon. Just a eat a food for JFF. His way in. The coach looks annoyed. Chanel Thomas has a real chance to face his way in the senior team. But this is a senior team, Duckland. If you hear the question that was asked as well, we don't know if Grimo is really gonna change up his squad or probably drafting one or two players if persons aren't available. But I think he mentioned about it wouldn't be fair for some players. I don't know if it was making reference to those who are already there or for these players now who he's gonna have a limited time with. So I don't know, but it would be interesting to see who he drafts out of this setup. The Canadian Federation has pulled out all the subs with the squad they have named. Yeah, Canada squad a big squad for real. Eagle Republic. For real. Clean your teeth with the Reggae Boyz. Just a wait for squad for job for Canada. For real. Ja Henry. I heard he still practice dentistry. Okay. Evening CD, one and all. Coach Amir is easily and undoubtedly one of JFF's best achievement. Hey, I hear Miran Gordon in an interview spoke very highly of Coach Amir. And he says that if he's around this coach for like 4 years, based off some of the things that he's learning from Amir, he said that if he stays another 3 years around Amir, he's going to be able to coach anywhere. That goes to show the level that Coach Miran Garden holds Coach Amir. So he's even expressing that he'd wish that this coach will stay on, you know, because he believes what he does is very good. What he's doing for the team is very good. And the list goes on and on. So he's looked at in high regards, and he definitely wants him to stay around the national team. And that is for his good as well, because he said that he has learned a lot. So I think Amir Algims is doing a pretty decent job so far. Romario, as to start, he will be in the Canada squad. The games are very necessary. We get paid for these. Sky Duncan over Tavan Gray for Canada encounter. Coach, are the game is coming live? Me no know. Me no know, no Sherman. Biggest positive is we have a game for watch Saturday night. Una sure not gonna able to watch that game there? Yeah, man. The Guatemala broadcasters they might set up a thing. This is the senior team where no sir. Yeah, man. I see that. After so I under 20 Reggae Boyz this. Come on, Duckland. When we say senior team, we're talking about the national men's team. It can't be this is not an under 20 team, the man pick. Yeah, talks to Duckland. Judy's the man time find a new name last week. Kira Anderson, now it's Duncan. Forward line is tough to get into. I respect the fact that coach don't mind speaking his mind. I mean, even that question that Cataract asks, Cataract say him at the ultra and him a go try, advocate. But the question probably should ask before he asks that question. He probably need to ask himself that question before him ask the coach a question. Why is Ravel without a club now? We are in the 11th month of the year. And the last time I checked, 12 months per year. So if we do a little mathematical computation, we're going to use the subtraction. And 11 from 12, I'm going to leave 1. You get what I say? So, I don't know. I don't know. Coach conflicted. He will say that now and do something totally different 5 minutes after. I think any new players that makes it from the squad would have to play exceptionally well. A plus 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 game. That's how me think to tough Rudy. But you know why? Thinking about it more, why this game is necessary? Because from time to time when a squad is named, you have people dropping out. I can't recall a Reggae Boyz team being named and all of the players them were named come on the match. So I believe that this game is good for the persons who wants to break into the team. But just I see the positive from it. Whereas not all the players who are going to be called for the Canada game will be available. That's just my take. You understand? And some of these players are going to get the nod because of that said reason. So it's a good game for them to go and impress the coach, I believe. The man, them find a new name to call every day now. I don't understand that point there. Rob Smith, I mean, who are positive players are getting game to show their talent, coach. Copa America is a big deal. Everybody going hard in the quarterfinals. Yeah, man, you see that? Hey, listen, I think Canada has named a very strong squad. Absolutely strong squad. The Canadian FA as named. You understand? Can't go around it. When I look at the name of the players, wow, fully out. They're not itch. You understand? Romario will be in the squad according to Travis. Yeah, Corey not too long doing surgery. According to Grimmy, most of the money comes from demonstration, not football. I would really like to see Kyle Duncan in the squad for Canada. If Wes Harden is not. Who is Kyle Duncan? Listen, Eagle Republic. Every single window we want to name a new player. Or we have continuity. Who is this Kyle Duncan? After Duncan, can the man them start promote me for the national? Oh, at that Rob Smith did that talk about. I would be surprised if Burke is playing MLS next season. I know. Remember, Mario replaced him in the squad when he got injured. Yep. Burke is fully under contract. He's fine. I meant his form hasn't been good for a striker, but we'll see. Coach, you don't know, say somebody will find a link for the game, no matter what, unless it play. Achoo, actually, that's true. Yeah, man, senior B team, Rob Smith. Boy, but not Rob Smith, Duckland. Senior B team. With him, the one positive for the Guatemala game is that we can use the term Reggae Boyz B team. Yeah. My money is on Speedy to make it out. Really? Realistically, we will see if any of this squad is really for the likes of Canada. There is a sizable gap between the JPL and USL players, but as Coach Amir said, opportunity knocks. You know what I'm saying, Richard, is that, and I'll reiterate the point, I believe that this game is a good game because whenever we call up players, most times, I want them to prove me wrong this time around. Most times when we call up players, they are not available, or not all would be available or will be available for whatever reason. So, do these players that are in this squad now, are they Canada type players? We don't know. But opportunity looms. The man is a good player. He's not playing football, so let's understand that. Johnson Clark Arts would be a good addition to the Reggae Boys. 3 striker. Rob Smith was perhaps suggesting there are often new names being touted for J. Oh, yeah, me just I get it, Richard. And it's like every week we have a new name. Come on, guys. Or come on, gentle people. Yeah, but it's a solid squad. Who is Kyle Duncan? Nobody now tell me who is Kyle Duncan. Big up yourself in the brain drain. Canada dead on the 17th stadium. If Travis go, Canada lose. Kyle Duncan look better than Trevon Gray. We don't see Trevon Gray play, but half a game we see him, half hour we see him play. I mean, can't use that as a measuring stick to judge him. All right, all right. Do you think for crowd gathering reason he will name Whisper in squad, although he withdrew from the? Yeah, I mean, we are here about things but Whisper thing, we are here say Chelsea I say him can't play that game there because whatever. But we're not sure how true that is. I think them overrated to Arab Smith, but do we have the grit and the guts if you go kick with them foot and say, yo, no overrated? A full time for we do that for really solidify that overrated talk for real in Arab Smith. But are we have to do it? And if we not do it, we can't say them overrated because we have not done it. We get Canada for beat too much time and not beat them. You understand? Kyle Duncan is the right back that was in the first list, and then he was replaced by Damani Ozzy. He's on loan to the New York Red Bulls from Austin FC. Okay. Rob Smith. Canada has quality in every area. We only have a good attack. Tyreek Magee can be a wild card for us. President of CONCACAF give Canada blind the last World Cup qualifier. That's the reason they make it. Whatever happened to do Juna Fleming? He's in France, man. He's in Paris. I agree. Most people think Canada can compete with the world best, but most people would say about us as well in terms of CONCACAF. Listen, Canada are big giant in a CONCACAF. Jamaica could have been big giant in CONCACAF, but we have not lived up to that. So me now go follow Rob Smith and say Canada overrated. Me believes that they're overrated still, you know. But until Jamaica play them and flog them, then me I gonna say yes, finally we beat the overrated team. You understand? Toughy Rudy, we have to go play. We have to take the game by the scruff of the neck. And that is, listen, you see Jamaica, you see we are playing with no killer instinct. And we have the squad, you know. We have the players, you know. But we now close out team and really put them to sleep. You understand? Junior, he moved to Serbia. Full-time Jamaica for make the analysts them take. Then that me a talk about Shamar Hall. That me a talk about, you know. Jamaica need for kick with Canada foot. And when me say kick with them foot, we fi do it convincingly. Rob Smith, Canada is a giant in CONCACAF. Whether we believe it or not. Canada is a CONCACAF giant. I may I say that again. Canada is a CONCACAF giant. Magee needs to show the coach that he has a lot to offer to the team by performing well against Guatemala. Magee just have to come to the game, show up, and turn some leather. German use style. Rumor has it that Junior Flemings will be coming to Mount Pleasant in January. Link up back with Tapa. Travis, goalkeeper is good, yes. Apart from Pinot, the defense is poor. Our midfield is pathetic. John was there. I hope we can see the game in its entirety. Tyreek Magee's passing abilities, positional play, and defensive skills are what I'm eager to see. Was he overhyped or just about right? Cut the show for Rob Smith. Whisper gonna be 18. Travis, him can't go. Him can't go be. Him not gonna be. Him not gonna be 17 then. How go on? Our Rob Smith. Bobby Reed and Leon will score. Whisper forward and Chelsea. The more this month, next year, or next season. Magee is on the hype. Cranky, where you refer to Cranky? When you say really? Can I see that comment now? I mean, understand. I see Rob Smith as a style and flavor time. I want to say cut the show. I see somebody say cut the show. I say what go on. I want to tell more go on. Who in I comment? Brain Jern? That's why we cut the show. Talk to me, people. If you notice the thumbnail, I have Chanel Thomas and Magee. So I'm looking forward for them too. Those are the two players I'm looking forward to see. Honestly. Canada is overrated in world football. But in CONCACAF, they are giants. I mean, and I stand by that. Yeah, man, Canada have a solid team, but I think them overrated in world football. But in CONCACAF, I still believe that they are giant. Malik Foster, Speedy, Deshaun, and Tyreek will start, according to Eagle Republic. Cranky. If Brain Drain comes on the stream, I am telling you, the stream will explode. Me not ask you that, Cranky. That'll go happen. The game will be on CVM at 7 p.m. See it there? Verticast get that game there. Coach, you didn't get a ticket to the party tonight. Which party? We not got a party. We not take invite to party them way there, no. Whole part things go on a party, you know. I might out articulate you and send you into deep depression, understand? That me did I say Canada can't compete with England, Portugal, etc. But they can dominate. Yeah, so actually, yeah, man, may I say the same thing, man. That's why I think them overrated in world football. But in CONCACAF, yeah, Canada is a giant team in CONCACAF. We are a good team in CONCACAF, but we are yet to prove that. And at that more we do with Canada. More to start with Canada. And we just take the momentum there and just bring it forward. Canada's brain, stop the talking and put up. The Dan party. Hey, me not lie still, you know. United are one Dan me know, you know. I mean, not call no name. One Dan me know. So I don't know who you are talking about the Dan party. And the Dan, they not have no party tonight. COVID prevented most team from preparing, but Canada was playing the semi-final round of World Cup qualifiers. So they were already gelled when World Cup qualifiers started. What have they been doing since? Where they reach in Gold Cup, Rob Smith? Where Canada reach in the Gold Cup? Didn't Canada go to the final of the Gold Cup? Can't tell you last me year CVM in my house. Them station they still running. Yeah, man, them are trying to revamp the whole CVM thing, man. Have some big lawyers on it and personalities and them thing there. Canada are not overrated worldwide. They are developing on the world stage. In CONCACAF, they are rightfully well thought of, but they have off-field admin issues. Richard, That's my opinion. Canada overrated in the world. In CONCACAF, giant. Stick by that. Coach, given the JA coach has been in charge for over a year, what is our style of play? I think our style of play is a counter-attacking type of football. That's what I've seen. Counter-attacking style of football. You understand? Counter-attacking style of football, I see. Can you explain John Wall response to high Nitro? I not deal with politics tonight. You want me to play about the clip so you can hear it? I don't know what John Wall said. Canada had one good campaign and now they are giant. No, Rob Smith. I first Canada got World Cup in a CONCACAF, Rob Smith. Come on, Rob Smith. Do history, no, man. It has been a while since they have been up, since they have had some challenge, but Canada has been a giant in CONCACAF. Who are the CONCACAF giants then? US, Mexico, and Canada. US, Mexico, and Canada are the CONCACAF giants. Our name should I not call in that, you know? But we don't make use of it. Big corporations are the only dance. That me, hey, I one that me know still in a brain drain. Whether it is a consortium or a corporation, one that me know. Canada is no giant. Them just a come. All the people them say Canada just a come. See them is back showing all baby kitted. The Copa America is a big carrot incentive. This game versus Canada is bigger than the Gold Cup semi-final or Nations League versus Mexico. Our style of play is to score more than the other team. Are we all okay with that? No, I see a counter-attacking type of football we're playing, you know. Utilizing the wide players because we don't have no midfield. So we are playing counter-attacking football. Counter-attacking football. Your vision, coach, is better than mine. No, to be honest, still, that me Simon. I don't see us sitting in a low block. I don't see us sitting in a mid block. I don't see us having possession of the football. I see we just try to hit teams on the counter, probably more of a mid block, and then hit teams on the counter. Yeah. That type of football, let me see I play. A shifting I talk about brain drain. Eagle Republic say keep the pretty football. First time since 86. Tiga did well in the eyes of the Magee fans. One done Clarendon Mayped. No man. Hey, Sherman. Clarendon and a one done. Clarendon a Clarin. You're done with their Clarendon name Clarin. I mean, I don't know, say I want that me, you know. All right. Canada is not giant. Canada is then just make nice fee 5 4 from. Oh, you are a giant if you can't qualify for World Cup. Last time Canada was in the 80s. Costa Rica consistently make the World Cup, even make a quarterfinal. But who see Costa Rica as a giant, Rob Smith? I better say you never see Costa Rica as a giant. So when you come with them statistics, they you never go see Costa Rica as no giant in a CONCACAF. Why did you start laughing when cataract was introduced? Why did I start when cataract was introduced? Introduced to what? Eagle Republic. Big up yourself, Cranky.
Bless up, coach. I came on to invite Brain on because he said he wants to, what do you call it? Oh, so I would love to have a dialogue with Brain.
Come on, man.
Are you saying you just mouth with no substance?
No mouth. Just sex.
Well, that's his mouth, isn't it? He's cat got his tongue or something. By the way, coach, you going to the game tomorrow?
Yeah, man, I want to go to the game, man.
Yeah?
You going?
I'm thinking about it. I bought 2 tickets today, so it's a possibility.
That means say you go, man. Why would I buy the ticket if I not go?
Because I got to get transportation. I'm not sure I'm driving over there. I'm trying to find transportation now to go.
So who will go? Demo go from your end?
I haven't spoken to Demo. I did have a discussion with Neo, and he said it's a possibility he would want to go. So if I can't get him to come, I'll just get somebody to go with me.
Okay.
But it may be even easier to take public transportation because the PATH train is about 0.3 miles from the stadium. So I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Okay.
I haven't taken the subway in about 3-4 years. So I gotta figure it out.
Brain Drain, I said, which topic would you like to debate?
I am open, Brain Drain. Any topic. If you want to discuss anything, any topic, I am quite open to have that dialogue. And any subject. You can pick the subject you want to debate, Brain. It's all yours. I am open to debating any subject.
So Brain Drain, I have to put a foot now, you know. The link is posted in the comment section and it is pinned. So Brain Drain, put a foot. Break the internet, Brain Drain. You are the AI. Break the internet and jump onto the show. If you do this, Brain Drain, you're going to create history in a YouTube space.
I don't think Brain is that brave. I think sometimes his brain seizes up, so I don't think it's that brave to
Well, I say in brain call up, so it not
yeah. It's not. I don't think so. It's not happening.
Yeah.
But coach, you were talking about CONCACAF giants, and you failed to mention Costa Rica.
Costa Rica has done great in CONCACAF. I must agree. But are they considered a giant, even with the achievement?
So, how many World Cups have Costa Rica been to in the last number of World Cups? Have they missed any? They started, 1990? And they've been to about 5 or 6 since then. So they've been to most, if not all. They've probably missed maybe 1 or so, if I'm mistaken.
But people don't rate them as a giant, Cranky. That me just say.
Because people are not looking at the facts.
Exactly.
Fact speaks. The substance speaks. The number speaks. You go look at the numbers. I think they've made like 6 World Cups or something. since 1990. And we have made one, and we think we're better than Costa Rica. That's how we think.
So when you look upon it, Costa Rica, Mexico, and US would have been the most consistent.
Yes, by a good
Those
distance.
three could have been giant, but people are gonna kick where Costa Rica and say Canada, US, and Mexico are the giants.
Because they're thinking about the immediate current environment, because their team got old. That team from 1990, which got replenished a little bit, got old. But the facts, the numbers speak for themselves. So I'm not sure people would say they're not giants in the region. They are. They haven't won a lot of the Gold Cups, but I think 2014 they made the last 16 or something. Or did they make the quarterfinals? One of them of the World Cup. So they have done well actually. We don't have the same pedigree as they do. Even though, given our ego, we think we're better than they are, or have been for the last number of years.
Coach, are you alone say Canada giant? All right, Javon, I'm alone say it.
Now, Canada have been emerging over the last number of years, right? They've gotten better players. They have a better program. Didn't they top the group for the World Cup qualifiers last time around?
Yeah, I think them even better than Canada in the whole thing.
Yeah, they did. Canada did really well actually. So, but they're inconsistent, and it'd be interesting to see how we compete against them this time around. But coach, you still haven't answered that question about you mentioned this concept of style of play with our current team. I don't see anything. I see the same old way we played before, the same old we play. We have the ball.
I don't see any pattern of
football. Yeah, but counter-attacking football is if I'm playing with you, have the ball, I'm pressuring you and I lose it, and you can play the ball up some quick wingers. But is that truly counter-attacking? To me, counter-attack is what Tottenham used to do, which is they suck you in. They let them do with Man City. They suck you in. They win the ball. They have Son and Kane and all these explosive players to go forward, and they score most times.
So who we have up for our explosiveness? We have it, Demari Gray and Bailey, Mikel Antonio. And
so how much counter-attacking goals have we scored?
We have been scoring a lot of goals since.
No. But how many counter-attacking goals have we scored? There's a difference. We have been scoring goals, yes, especially in the Gold Cup against a lesser team. But were they counter-attacking goals or goals that we build our play to get to the goal?
The last game that we played.
Who
was the last team that we played?
The last team we played. Is it Haiti? We played Guatemala, right? And then we played Haiti, I think we did. Yeah.
Right. The goals that we scored against Guatemala, you wouldn't consider those as counter-attacking goals? Counter-attacking goals?
I'm trying to recall the goals, but I can't remember.
Because
I can't recall
ball play over the top, them are working magic.
Doesn't mean it's counter-attacking because it plays over the top.
The ball, the opponent. Remember, all me view it is that we not keep control of the ball. I mean possession of the football.
Right.
So we can't play possession football.
But you can score off counter-attacking while possessing the ball, right? You're being normally counter-attacking is when you're being pressured, you win the ball, and you reverse cycle pretty quickly to get to the opponent's end.
Me think I'm a counter-attacking football. Counter-attacking football we play.
I think what we play is we just play the ball in front of it. That's all. Just having any pattern, any system, we just play.
You see, we're sitting back because we don't have the players that are confident on the ball to play the football. In our half, when we have possession of the ball, what we try to do? Hit the ball long so we can run at them. That is counter-attacking football.
So Lulu says, I can't deny the team has been better of late. Depends on how one defines better. Are we better? What does that mean, actually? We have got better players. Gray has been a revelation for us. We struggled against Guatemala. We were decent against Haiti. When we played in the Gold Cup, we struggled against, we played US. Even though we did well in that game, I probably should have won. We got destroyed by Mexico. So I'm just trying to figure out when we're saying we're playing better. We have better players. Pinnock and Antonio and Gray and Amari. We have better players, so we should be playing better because they're playing at the highest league. We have Bailey's of the world. And even though Bailey hasn't played well, he's playing well of late for his team. Like, so we transitioned to the national team. But we haven't played cohesively and played consistently and played with a pattern and played well. I haven't seen that.
No, and it is because we're not having possession of the football.
Right, but most of these players playing teams that have, Antonio playing a position football team in West Ham when they play against teams of their equal. So does Pinnock. So does Bailey. Amari Bell less so. Gray has played in position-based team, whether it was at Leicester or in Germany or wherever he has played. So they supposedly have the ability to do so. So why aren't we seeing more of that?
I don't know. But playing for your national team is different from playing for your club team,
Yeah, but if I have players with certain skill sets and certain ability, and they're used to playing possession football, that should translate to the national team if they have players of similar ilk. And I'm not sure what transpiring. It's hard to do a system of play and style of play with a national team.
Yeah,
but you have to start you don't have enough time, but you have if you've been in the road for a year, coach, you do have some time.
How many games you play? How many games you playing of the year? That's why I want the team to play more games,
So he played a number of games in the Gold Cup.
Mm-hmm.
He's played Guatemala, Haiti. Did we play another team in this round of that we played? He's played. What's his record? He's played about 10 games, hasn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe off on that. I think at some time you have to try to instill what you want to do. And even though you have a lot of time, each time it's the same player. It's most of the same players coming back. This is not like you're bringing in a whole different team every window. Some of these players are not consistent. Some players are not available for certain call-up, but it's getting more and more consistent in terms of there are certain players who are always embedded in the team. Think about it. Blake, Lowe, Waite, even Javane Brown, Bell, Pinnock, DJ, Bailey, Gray, Nicholson, Antonio. You're talking about players who are in the team. Bobby Reed. It's the same players now coming window after window after window. So it's not like it's a whole different team like we used to have because people are not available or whatever. We have a consistent team now, and we're making incremental additions as we go along based on who comes in or who's available to come in.
So you that's Mr. Somebody saying at the comment section that more direct football will play.
Yeah, I think he probably want to utilize some of what you mentioned before, some of the skills, the speed he has up front and skills he has up front.
Mm-hmm.
And the middle is not the strongest, so it's hard to play through the middle. But I still don't see a pattern of play. I don't see triangles forming. I don't see overloading one side versus the next. I don't see any of that. All right? I don't see us. Mr. Richard, yes.
Good night, Stan. Good night, coaches. That's good night, viewers and subscribers. How are you doing, Stan?
Good night.
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
I'm giving thanks amid all this Israel-Palestinian situations. We've got to put things into context, but yeah.
Mine. You talk about those things, you get cancelled, and not just you're in the UK. You get cancelled. In the UK, it's probably as bad as here. Don't talk about those things. You may get cancelled.
I've just touched on it. I'm not going to extensively develop on that. I hear you loud and clear, Stan. Stan, coach's desk. You were overseeing. Stan, the last time I caught wind of you on coach's desk, I believe it was when Cataract made his appearance and you made an abrupt exit. Unfortunately, I don't know if you were okay.
Abrupt, or I just decided to vacate the premises.
I think that's exactly what. That's exactly what happened. And when you're on the shows, you bring quality, you bring dignity, you bring insight and know-how. So it was a little unfortunate as far as I was concerned, and I hope it was a misunderstanding because Cataract meant no harm, but I could see where the lines of communication.
Richard, I'm gonna stop you there. Richard, it's a permanent misunderstanding. Let me just say that.
Oh God.
And we try to mitigate these things going forward. We're not going on those routes. So we don't want to talk about that anymore, Richard.
Yeah, don't
we want to move on
rehash
to
it.
the subject. Don't rehash it, but
Yeah.
we're not going on that route anymore. We have decided to pivot and take a different direction.
Well, let's talk about different direction. Do you think that the Jamaican football public have more of an appetite for the antics of the JFF compared to the minutiae of matters strictly football related? Rudolph Speed came on Coach's Desk last week and he gave the mother of
On the
all
show.
beatings. Yes, sir. He came on the show last week, and CD, being a very diplomatic host, oversaw. I don't include him in the beatings, but amongst I'm not going to name any names, but Rudolph Speed gave a question and answer session that knocked certain men into a cocked hat. It was very fascinating from London, England. The reason Boss was captivated. There are certain battles you need to fight, but if you don't want to touch that, no problem. The likes of Rob Smith, he might be more interested in the
No,
antics
I'll
of
touch
the
Rudolph. I don't
JFF.
mind having discussion with Rudolph and debating Rudolph. And he and I had what would I call it? An interesting conversation a little while back on Coach's Desk. So I have no problem debating with Rudolph. I have no problem debating with anybody.
No, you wouldn't. You wouldn't. I've spoken with Rudolph and Dennis Chong on occasions. As I said, it's not necessarily what you say, it's how you say, and there are different levels to this thing. But it was very interesting regarding this Guatemalan game, and you're mentioning that Coach Jaime may not have quote unquote a style of play. I made mention to CD earlier in the comment section that Coach Jaime is one of the pluses as far as the JFF is concerned. I make no bones about it. I could ask yourself, Cranky. I could ask myself. I could ask CD and the viewers out there. Show us your badges. Can you do a better job than Coach Jaime? Do you think he's not aware of the strengths and weaknesses of the Jamaican team? We, as Arsenal fans, are aware that Mikel Arteta gets brickbats and criticisms, apparently not knowing the well-being about the well-being of certain players and knowing the best tactics and plan A and plan B as far as Arsenal going. So sometimes I think just take it easy and let us salute and acknowledge. See the glass is half full.
So Richard, I'm gonna stop you there. Richard, I'm gonna stop you there, Richard.
Yes, sir.
I have a question for you. Does anybody in England, do you criticize Richard Sunak for how he's governing your country?
I thought you wanted to stay away from politics.
No. I'm drawing an analogy here. Do you criticize your politician for some things that he does that you don't agree with him?
Yes.
But you don't. But you have not been in politics. You have been educated in the political arena. You haven't ran for office. So what gives you the authority and the knowledge and the skill set to question this person? When you come out criticizing your prime minister when you haven't done what he has done, you don't have the pedigree to have that. Or is it that you have an opinion and you're voicing your opinion based on your history and your knowledge and your experience and what you have done and what you have seen over your lifetime and your own perspective?
Listen carefully to what I said, Crank, and I hear what you just said. My point of view is just an opinion, and it's one of many opinions on just this one point, is that Coach Jaime is the coach of the Reggae Boyz. I would rather, and I can appreciate the positive energies looking to acknowledge that Coach Jaime is trying to do the best he can with the tools at his disposal. It is clear as day follows night, as far as I'm concerned, that the Jamaican midfield is limited in terms of stock, class, ability, vision, the high footballing IQ in the center of midfield, the midfield area, the engine room. It's a cause for concern. And Coach Jaime has acknowledged that he's got to work with what he's got, and his foremost concern is to make sure that Jamaica are defensively sound, and then he can utilize the likes of Damari Gray, Mikel Antonio, Leon Bailey, Bobby Reed effectively. Jamaica have been in a pretty good place as far as the national team is concerned, and it's not going to get any easier. There are no shortcuts when it comes to football. Canada loom large. There's no shortcuts in this game. I'm just
So
saying the glass is half full and
Richard, I
half
have a
empty.
question.
That's all I'm saying,
Yes,
Stan.
Richard, you sound like cataract. I promise not to mention that name, but anyway. I'm gonna ask you a question, Richard.
That's a low blow. That's a low blow. That's a low blow. Go ahead.
I thought it was a promotion. Here's a question, Richard. Here's a question for you, Richard. Have we beaten since the coach took over? I'm gonna ask people in the comment section also. Have we beaten any team that we didn't expect to beat since he took over?
That goes without saying. The results are there.
No, Coach. Let Richard answer the question, and those not for you, Coach. Have we beaten any team we're not expected to beat since he took over? So that means you've performed up and above expectation.
Listen carefully. I'm gonna.
No, Richard, just answer the question. Don't pontificate. Answer the question. Answer the question.
Give me a list of teams, and I'll tell you if we.
No. So you have me follow the pro. No, we can't. Richard. You can't come here as an authority talking about Jamaican football, and you don't know who we have played.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, Richard. Do better than that.
No. I know who we played, but it could be a relative question and answer as to whether we.
All right. So I'm gonna help you out. Let me help you. We have played Trinidad. We have played Guatemala a couple of times. We have played Haiti. We have played Mexico. What have we played? We played somebody who we trashed who wasn't that good. I'm talking about the regular team now, not the team that played like Argentina or the team playing tomorrow, right? So those are some of the teams that we have played. We've played the US. So we have played some of the better teams in. I'm gonna come back to that. We haven't played Costa Rica with him, or we haven't played Canada with him actually. So for the teams we have played so far, which of those teams we played Honduras have we beaten who we should not have beaten, based on how we view the capabilities of those teams? Which one?
Crank.
I think we played St. Kitts also. Somebody mentioned that. Thank you.
Yes,
Mr. United. So who have we beaten that we shouldn't have beaten? That means we performed above expectation and what our pedigree entails. Who have we beaten?
Cronk, I agree with you. We've not beaten teams that we've not. I agree. We've not beaten teams that we were not expected to beat. We've beaten teams that we've been expected to beat. You're right.
Okay.
For the most part, yes, I agree with that.
Okay.
No, but listen, I agree with that. No doubt about it. Put simply, but do you know that the likes of England have also had questions on the Gareth Southgate put to him? Who have we beaten, or who have England, should I say, beaten? They've beaten many teams. They've gone deep into tournaments, and yet the retort, the argument against the likes of the Southgate has been, well, you've beaten the team. Watch out. Why you open your mouth? You open. Watch out.
So
let me continue my sentence.
Richard, what you're saying though is that Jamaica can be analogized to England in that England has gotten very favorable draw since the 2018, was it Euros or was it World Cup? One of those. 2018 World Cup. They've got favorable draw, and they've beat the team they should be beaten. But when they've run into the France of the world, even on the man Italy team in the final of the Euro, they haven't performed. That's why people are criticizing Southgate and are saying that he wouldn't be able to coach or get into any of the top 6 teams in the UK, who would not be the coach of those teams. So why is he the coach of the national team, right? I'm asking the question about Hallgrimsson because I am still trying to figure out, and I know behind the scenes people, I heard Marion Gardner say how great he is, and I haven't talked to management about this, but my question is, when you're playing a team that's better than you are, you need somebody to help you get over the hump, actually, right? Your coach can be the differentiator in terms of his or her strategy that they deploy or employ, how they set you up, how they position you, and how they can really help you to overcome even a superior opponent. And I haven't seen where we have come close to doing that. Maybe with the US in the Gold Cup early rounds, but it hasn't been something which I've said, you know what? This coach has some thing about him where I see how we play, even with the midfield be challenged, and it looked like we can really do something. I haven't seen it. That's why I'm asking the question. I haven't seen a style of play. I haven't seen, and people saying, "Well,
so there's no hope for us then, Cranky."
I'm not saying there's no hope, but I want to see something which I can say, this is the coach's imprint. right? You see some teams play. You say this is the coach's imprint. Even some national teams, I don't see an imprint. I don't see where I see the coach doing something which is different, which I'm like, oh, that's interesting. That's good. Or seeing something being built up over time. You see incremental improvement in certain things that we're doing in terms of how we're positioned on the field and what we're carrying out in terms of his orders. I haven't seen that.
How would you tackle the midfield situation, Cranky, for Jamaica?
So look, we need some different players in the midfield. But as I've said this before, which is I would think about, do I have any player who's playing in a different position who I think can be converted to midfield? So, for example, even though Gray has been awesome playing out wide left, do I play Gray in the 10? He will do less work defensively because that's not what he does. He has the ability to play the ball between the line. He's very cute with his passes. He can see a pass, spot a pass. He'll be closer to the goal, playing in the front of the goal because the shorter distance between two places is a straight line. He's facing the goal. He can shoot with either foot, especially his right foot. And do I play him as a 10? Because we seem like we play 4-2-4 versus people keep telling me what we play 4-4-2. Or we play, it looks like we play 4-2-4 to me.
4-2-4.
Is it a 4-2-4 or 4-4-2? One of the two.
4-2-4, mistake.
Exactly. So if you're playing 2 forward, then Gray can play off Nicholson, and he's a better passer than anybody else on the team. To me, he's the best passer on the team in tight spaces, between the lines, subtle passes, look away passes. He has it in his repertoire and part of his skill set. So I view him in that role. Yeah.
Cranky, there's a counter question for you from Lulu now. Big up yourself, Lulu, on that super chat. Have we lost any team we shouldn't have lost to?
We drew with that Haiti team, which almost beat us, which had it done 2-0. The question is probably, the answer probably not, but we almost lost at home and we got lucky. We got lucky against Haiti, we got lucky against Guatemala.
So
that's a fact.
So
maybe the answer is no, but we haven't overachieved, so we're probably just playing where we belong, I guess.
And we haven't underachieved either. So because when they put the two
so that means the coach is not adding any value then. We just stay stuck where we are, right? We're playing. That's what I'm saying.
I guess we are constant.
But my point was that does the coach provide a differentiating quality that allow me to exceed my expectation? That's the question. But it's a fair question by Lulu, frankly. And since he give you $9.99, that's even a more fair question. We need more of those questions. No, but it's a fair point Lulu's making. But I haven't seen Lulu where I can say we won a game and it's because of the coach. Or we did better than expected because of the coach.
But Cranky, when you look at we coming from 2-0 down halftime against 80, wasn't anything you see in that game you'd say it is the coach. It is the coach.
Yeah, they should fire the Haiti coach. They should fire the Haiti coach.
Seriously?
Hey, coach, you forgot in that game that they should have gone up 3-0 when they got a breakaway keeper alone and I don't know what the player did. They got more chances in that game, you know.
Yeah, but Cranky, you can't you see, and this is how we reason football, you know. Is that once the attacking player get breakaway, it's a must that he scores. The goalkeeper has nothing to do with the player not scoring. The goalkeeper, what he's taught in training and when he was learning is how to goalkeep, spreading his body wide, putting his arms up, and all of these, projecting his foot out. You threw all of that through window, you know, Cranky.
No, look, it's a fair point. Maybe he rallied the troops at halftime, so I would acquiesce to that, coach, by saying, maybe a fair point. But here's my point, coach. If one is going to give him credit there, then one could say, did you pick the wrong team while you're down 2-0 initially against an inferior opponent?
No. Let me answer that. Let me answer that now. You see, sometimes from a coach standpoint, you will start a team, and based on how the players are playing and they're not following the instruction, you're gonna make them changes there. That's why you have opportunity for substitution, you know. And you take off those players, and the players that you're injecting the team, these players start to play better and carry out whatever you had wanted to be done. Hence the reason you were able to get back 2 goals.
And CD and Stan, let me add something in addition. Respect to Lulu again, and respect to you, CD, for your retort, and respect to you, Stan, for acquiescing and accepting that Lulu had a good point. 2 points. One, I think that Coach Jaime, as Coach alluded to, is well thought of amongst the players and by the likes of Meron Golden. He is a good coach, and one by way of PR, by way of marketing. I think that the players like Damari Gray and others are far more keen to join the Reggae Boys than previously. And second, where the World Cup qualification campaign is concerned, as day follows night, I am far, far more optimistic about the chances of Jamaica having a stronger campaign than under previous coaches, shall we say. So there are definite pluses to Coach Jaime. Don't undersell him. And that 2-0 down against Haiti, I believe if the players weren't behind Coach Jaime, that result would not have been forthcoming. They had to dig deep. There was pride at stake. Adjustments had to be made. I think it was Javon Brown that was taken off quick and fast. And that was a fighting performance. I think there's lots of things we can take pride in as Reggae Boyz fans. Speak!
I don't want people to think I'm beating the coach, because that may be what is coming across. I'm just asking a question about the coach and what he brings to the table. I think the
It
coach
sounds
is
like
very
you're
good.
beating them sometimes, Stan.
No,
It
I
does
know how
sound
it
a
can come
little bit
across, because when you ask
sometimes.
questions and challenging questions, people take it in a negative fashion, right?
I think
so here's the
because
question.
you're cranky, I don't think you are. No, I just think that because you're forthright and you're not basically saying what the masses would want to hear. So I think you're onto something, and this is why the discussion is interesting, because the points that you're putting forward and the counterpoints that are coming back at you, then definitely it makes the conversation very interesting. So I don't see
I think the coach is a
issue.
brilliant recruiter, right? I think he's a brilliant recruiter so far, given the people we have brought into the team and the commitment we're seeing from the play. I don't use the word commitment. The players who are coming in the windows when they're called up, right? I think we have also heard less noise from the camp, which suggests there's more professionalism around the team, even though I attribute some of that to Simon and to my friend Manning's man. But I'll say this, which is, there seems to be much more camaraderie and much less noise, negative noise coming through the channels. But I haven't heard where players come out and talk about, you hear people come out and talk about certain coach, like a Klopp or a Guardiola or whatever it is, or Arteta, and say how they're great tactician, great strategist. I haven't heard any of that come out. Now I know it's national team. You don't have as much time. It's hard to make that impression. But I haven't heard anything that come out. Yeah.
Something came out though. I think some of the players were emphasizing that the coach was too defensive in his whole modus operandi. So that came out. Hold on. Good night, caller. Welcome to the show.
Yes, go about coach.
We're there, I know. I know coach alone there, I know. We have Cranky, Richard and CC.
Bless.
Good night, Carla. Bless up.
CC. Coach, I kind of agree with Cranky still, I think the coach kind of a little bit stubborn, because I mean, tell me, you know, Stan can comment on it. Lattibody here. You think he might play good in the midfield, coach? I will try him now. How much game now?
No, I don't think he's one of the best midfielders in that position. But as the coach said, or I think John Wall, the assistant coach, said, sometimes players play different position for the national team as opposed to the club team that they play for. So sometimes you're gonna get a different type of player playing for the national team. I don't know what they look for. I don't know, but sometimes based off what we are seeing, the player is not really fulfilling the role that we know. We watch a lot of football But is it that we're looking at something different from what the coaches are looking for? I don't know. Or is it that the fans probably, I don't know, asking the right questions, and the coaches really don't have an option but to use that particular player? It could be a lot of those things, you know.
The midfield and the right back position, they take too long for see no improvement. That's that's my problem. We're not seeing no improvement. It's like we're not seeing no them are play the same set of player and it still work. Javian Brown have to prove him wrong about him for a good while before he even decide to leave him out at the right back. It's like, may I tell you, to me, it might take too long to make decision and it might have a short period of time, you know, because World Cup just around the corner. Tell you.
Carla, can you hear me? Who would you have in your midfield for the Reggae Boyz? Can you not see that there's a paucity of talent and ability for the Reggae Boyz in midfield? Though, I'm looking forward to the likes of Tyreek Magee's return. That was the spotlight this evening. Do you think a Tyreek Magee, Demario Phillips can fill the role of a Joel Latibo there?
Well, Richard, I don't know, you know. I just want the coach I get paid to fix whatever to fix, and he need to find the right player to fix it. I can't tell you which player to put it.
But Carla, let me just say something for you. Carla, if we are criticizing them, which is what I try to do, we have to come up with some kind of solution.
Solution, right?
We can't just say this wrong and we not propose nothing. Yeah, go ahead.
But Richard, why me fit name player? I mean, no. I don't know if Magee can because Magee did at Belgium for 3 years not doing anything. I don't think he's good enough. But who to tell him might just prove me wrong too. You know? But as me say, we have paid the coach big money. He needs to fix it, man. He need to because he don't look good. He look trashy.
Let me ask a question. Can it be said, Cranky, Richard, Cece, and Robert, that oftentimes the fans speak after the fact? Or is it a recurring thing that we're seeing in the midfield and the right back position that is constantly happening?
Now, we've been talking about this for years. When Speedy and Hector were playing the midfield 3 years ago, subsequent to that, to me, the midfield right now, today, we play 4 forwards, right? So it's only 2 places in the midfield. We're going to play Bailey, Bobby Reed, Antonio, or Nicholson, and Gray in the team. They're set. So there's only 2 midfield spots. Personally, for me, and people will not agree with me, I know this, the 2 midfielders are Hector and DJ to me. It's not Lambert, it's not Lati, it's not Palmer, it's Hector playing the CDM and DJ playing off him. Because I think when DJ came in certain games, you could see the change, how the midfield actually play like a midfield. You actually see a midfielder holding the ball, presenting for the ball, trying to string passes together with the left back or the right back, going to defender, pick the ball off them. You're seeing that. Ravel used to do that a lot, but Ravel is not in the team. We don't have that. So if with the current squad we normally call up, Hector made the last. I watched Hector up close and personal when I was in Orlando. I think he can do the CDM job better than Lambert. And I think DJ can play often, even though DJ is not great defensively. We're going to be playing 4 forwards. That's how we play. That's my view.
And Crank, you know that whilst respecting your view, that may not go down well with certain people. Go ahead, Robert.
I support what Cranky said a while ago. Believe me.
Oh, of course.
Hey, Richard, I don't try to win popularity contests, no, Richard. Here's my view, Richard. I'm not trying to win popularity contests. I'm gonna say my view. If someone agrees with me, fine. If they don't, I can live with that also. I'm not always right.
I know.
Sometimes.
That's why I respect your stand. No, that's why I respect you. And I like that Robert had exactly the same two players that you had in mind, DJ and Hector. Though previously he was stumped. Respect, Robert. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah,
No, but I
agree with
do
it, man.
think we need better We have the coach has done a good job recruiting so far. I'm impressed with his recruiting. He has to focus on finding players, which are hard.
Cranky, how is it that you're fully impressed with his recruiting or half-heartedly impressed? Because there are still some matter like critical areas that we are not seeing the team being improved in.
Right. So the different aspect of the job, coach, right? You're a coach, the different aspect of the job. So if you're at KC, you go recruit the best athletes out there, right? Let's think of this KC track team, because we win champs every year. Most of them anyway. So you go find the best athletes. Then can you coach them? That's the question. How do you bring out that ability that they have and maximize their ability? So he's getting the players. They're coming in more and more. There are more and more who are probably going to come in. Now, how do I create a cohesive unit and allow them to maximize their capability? That's the question. So yeah, his job has different aspects to it, right? So yeah.
Is it that he's a conservative coach and he's not able to take a risk and he's too calm, collective?
No, I think you're informed by your experience and your history, aren't you? And he's not like he came from Spain, where they can play tiki-taka football, or Italy, which is a combination, or England, which is now evolving in terms of how they play. So he's going to play like how they played in Iceland. You play deep, play the ball over the top, get it to your forwards, and they score, and you're strong defensively. At least that's how I see it. And I think in today's football, most people are trying to play possession football.
But you have to have the players in order to play possession football, you know.
We have a bunch of Premier League players, coach.
No, but them now, when in a them club, them are play possession football.
Yes, they are. Somebody mentioned that West Ham don't play possession football. Always remember this. Most of the teams in the PL, if you don't see them playing possession football, is when they're playing superior opponent. Look when West Ham is playing in Europa League or playing inferior teams. They play Alvarez, Ward-Prowse, Antonio, Paqueta. You tell me they don't play possession football? They play possession football.
Brentford play possession football.
Yeah.
Aston Villa play possession
Yes.
football.
Yes.
Luton Town play possession football.
I don't know about Luton. I haven't watched them that much. But Aston Villa does. Demari Gray has played that throughout his career at Leicester and Germany and wherever he played. Right? They play possession football.
But he knows to keep the ball.
That's what I'm saying. So they play possession football a lot. I know we have like 5-6 Premier League players in the team. Now, Damian Lowe is different. Damian likes to go over the top, regardless of who's coaching him and where he's playing. I don't know about our right back,
Cranky,
which is different.
Cranky,
yeah.
What do you think about Lowe in the team?
I think Damian has ability, but I think at Damian's age, he's got to play with more control. He rushes where angels fear the tread.
You don't think he'll reach a level, Cranky?
Yes.
You can't tell that man nothing more.
True. Here's my question, though, for the coach, which is part of the issue, and that's where I think people are set in their ways about how they coach and manage, and I don't find football to be innovative, I must admit. I don't think football is one of the most innovative sports. So you have Latibeaudiere, who plays center-back for his team, right? You have Amari Beda plays center-back for his team. You have Pinnock, who plays center-back for his team. At some point as the coach, even though Pinnock and Amari are left-footers, because people do that nowadays, why don't you try a couple of them in the center half? He tried Hector the last game. But why would you try Amari and, for example, Pinnock at center half, and you put what's his name out left? Right? Because we have another left back. His name is
Latibeaudiere?
No, that's not Lati. It's not Lati.
Bell?
Bell. No, not Bell. Greg Lee. So why would you have Greg Lee, Amari, and Pinnock playing there with Lembakisi as a right back. Isn't that an option? Amari's playing in the centre back for his team in the Premier League. So is Pinnock. Why wouldn't that be options? Like coaches stick to these, they have these structured way of operating, and there's no flexibility, no creativity in your thinking, no innovation, and you just get frustrated watching this and saying, do something a bit different. Try Lati at right centre half then with Pinnock. Try Amari and Pinnock at centre half. They both can play up from the back. We wouldn't see the ball be dumping high up the field. Why wouldn't we try that sometimes? Those are options.
Frankie, you make a good you make good points, but they are options. But again, as the caller said, as Robert said, the coach is paid to make those decisions. And sometimes if you want consistency, for example, sometimes you can go for changes, but oftentimes you've got to look for consistency and look for the same players learning their roles, trusting the process and trusting each other. I couldn't tell you a day follows night that Amari Bell is the solution in the centre back position. I couldn't tell you a day follows night that Joel Letterbode is the answer in a central defensive position. Yet at the same time, if you do move one person from one place to another, you've got to then still look at outstanding issues. Joel Letterbode is a working process in the central defensive midfield role. But if he's not there, you've got to get a replacement. The likes of Jonathan Russell and Revel Morrison have been decisions that the coaching staff have made thus far, saying that they're not deemed to be adequate fits at this moment in time and maybe for future reference. So I think we should give some praise and credit for some things that the coach is doing, as well as some things that he may not yet have done because he's seeking for consistency. CD.
Well, yeah, look at this. I think the idea that Cranky made mention of is a good idea. And like you said, sometimes coaches are bent in their own way and they don't want to experiment as football coaches. But what I say is that is the reason why he doesn't want to experiment with that center half position is because the center half is not the issue that we're having, but rather the wings, the right back position.
Nah, Low makes quite a bit of mistakes. Some are not even apparent. Out of position, play the ball long, turnover, doesn't play the ball to the right back when he's open sometimes, rushing where Angels fear to tread a lot of times. Haiti game's a perfect example. And even though I rate Low as a player, he does it over and over again. And I get frustrated saying, why are you going to do the work for your midfielder or your right back when you allow them to do it and you're the last man like Pinnock does? You know, Coach, I look at some stats, Coach. You know, Pinnock really get yellow cards, Coach? Ain't Coach? Pinnock and Saliba. Pinnock and Saliba really get yellow card. You know what good center half is? Pinnock, Saliba, maybe a Van Dijk little less. Pinnock and Saliba, go look at Pinnock stats for yellow card and look at Saliba stats for yellow card.
Yeah, man.
Right? Good defenders, read the game really well, anticipate, cut off passes, in position. That's how you play football. You don't kick down people and rug up people. Right? That football is gone. That was long time football.
Yeah.
And so Low plays that football still.
I think him gone past him and still.
I know the game has passed him, but I think when you get older, you should become like a
zero. Rob Smith say I have 0 yellow card in a MLS right now. So we don't know.
No, it says no, it's talking about Pinnock. Pinnock, he's talking about Pinnock.
Oh, Pinnock. How come I say Low?
No, man, I Low me talk about man Low.
Actually, go look at Saliba's yellow card or red card. You'd be surprised. Little or none. Some players don't get that. They are smart. They don't get dribbled by. They're always in position. They're reading the game.
All right. So we have our next caller. Caller, you can call back.
Yes, by all means, by all means. Thank you very much, Robert, for your contribution. CC in the building, is that right? CC, are you there?
Yeah, man, I'm there.
We have to say, we have to contribute. Good night. I hope you are well, sir.
No, master.
All right. Hold on there. We have a call online. Caller, go ahead.
Good night, Carla.
Hold on, people. This is a famous dub hub. We say in not a connecting flight, a straight flight.
No, dub hub
Oh,
call out my friend.
God.
Didn't dub hub call out my friend the other day?
Yeah, man, he call out man, man. I say,
Yeah, call out
man.
my friend. Call out my friend. Put
Man
Mannings for the spot.
The man say Mannings I go through Atlanta airport time, man. We always have a connected flight. Yeah,
But
go
anyway,
ahead,
all
double.
right. When the position game, all right. If you play position football, Frankie, your mid strength have to be in your midfield, and that is where Jamaica weakness is, right? And sometimes we have to bear in mind that the coach market go buy a player. He must be use who is eligible to play for Jamaica, you know. So the position ball game there, I don't see it happening anytime soon. Because remember that we best player them are up front, and we just have to rely. We have to use the best. We have to play to our strength.
Yeah, but
our strength our forward.
Double, me not think so. We are look for a possession ball game. I think more mainly what Cranky did want for find out or figure out is what is our pattern of play or what is our system or style of play.
But our style of play is we hook it over and we depend on individual talent. That's basically, to be honest with you. And that opinion are the best thing that we can do, because we just not have we don't have the midfielder them to hold on to the ball, and so we just have to kick it over to Gray or Bailey and them do something. And that basically that we do. And if it work, we have to just go and run it till the wheel come up. We not see what we can do. And the next thing with the coach, right? My impression, I don't think the coach is the best tactician, but I think in people skill or him deal with people at time good ability. But like there are a lot of things in the game where you can give the coach credit for. But the overall way him deal with the player them and him look like, it seems to me very charismatic. I them think they're strength, but like the coaching itself, I don't know. I would have liked to say something different. But me not see nothing in the team where you can say, even free kick, all the free kicks are very typical, everything ordinary, very predictable, and so.
No, but when it come on to free kick, still enough, Carla. Do the coaches actually plan a session where they do free kick where you develop a type of free kick where you want to employ, or that is mainly with the players?
No, but some coach try look a trick when them do free kick, them do a corner, them try look a thing. We just do the same thing over and over.
No,
and
that may I
that's
say,
all
if is that on the coach or the players them sometime take up that responsibility?
No, I don't know. Remember, me not really a expert. Me just talk from the naked eyes. So probably you a coach, you would have know. But me not see nothing I try different. Me not see no different. Me see the same thing.
No,
we
you're right.
Up to agree and work.
Me agree with that. Me agree with that 100%. But may I say, is it always on the coach to develop a style of free kick, or the players them can use them intuition and just build something?
And the next point to coach with Latibody here, coach, you say if your best right back is your best holding midfielder, you have to use him at midfielder. You know what I mean? And use and because the holding midfielder position is very vital, So, and we have option right. But there must be a reason why the coach are using this. I don't think if the coach they have another holding midfielder where in the coach opinion better than Latibody they are putting there. So we can always start from the outside and we can always say, but I think the coach is there and he knows best. But I think we can say though, I not see the team look like it is a well-coached team. I feel like it is if they motivate the player, them look like the player them like him and they will run through a wall for him. But I not see him I don't see nothing in the team to say the coach I make a lot of difference. Because on paper, we have some of the best players in the region. And the way we beat Guatemala even in the last game, when your goalkeeper get man of the match, it said that you not play the best. And in the last match, our keeper, the last time we play Guatemala, our keeper get man of the match. And now we have all of the big name players them. So it's worth.
So the callers agreeing with me. Thank you, Lord.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, a lot of people agree with you, Cranky.
Yeah, man, Cranky. All right. Me and you left from Miami go Jamaica, man. We're not connecting.
Hey,
Oh God!
Hey,
Oh
we realize.
God!
Wait. But I'll say this though to your double. As some short flight, you're taking a double, but that's if you have connecting flight, Because if you go Florida to Jamaica, you're not a connecting flight, though. If you tell me, see, I fly from here to like Hong Kong or India, different story.
Yeah, but you're not story not the story. When a man I left from Miami, I go Jamaica and I take connecting flight, man, it's something all right.
Okay. Now I hear you. I get it. I'm slow. I get it.
It might look for cheap one. It might look for cheaper flight them.
Yeah. And the story Cranky, the more the story.
All right, I get it. I'm slow. I didn't get it. I get it now.
All right, look more cool.
All right, big up yourself.
Bless up.
Short flight, man.
Bless up.
All right.
It's an interesting one, what shot like man I'll go on with this, I think it was a mixture of both. He was agreeing with Stan's assessment and he was agreeing with the fact that Coach Jaime has players who would run through a wall, they're determined
and at the same breath he must said him need time, him are the coach. So him basically put up a level playing field in the whole scheme of the argument.
Yes, I think that's fair to say. It's an interesting one, I've got to make the point. It's crossed my mind. Cranky, CD viewers and subscribers, CC, big up yourself again. When it comes to being a coach and quality coaches where players and fans can the achievements of certain coaches, people like Klopp, he's coming for criticism sometimes for his coaching style. People like Arteta, Arteta has been lauded for some of his style, but then sometimes he's criticized for not having a plan B or plan C. It's only the likes of a Pep Guardiola, even himself, has been criticized for being overthinking the game. But Guardiola is one of the few managers that you can say, yes, you can see the impact of his coaching.
No, but you see,
it's not easy. The club game, even then, you've got critical. Go ahead.
You know what? I look at that too and say, Richard, and I think we said it when Whitmore was coach as well. You see the club coaches, remember, so they get a long season every single day to hone their craft, to experiment, to put things into perspective. But even the clubs and those that coaches that you mentioned, they will use the same tactics that they used last week and win a game, and then come back with the same tactics and then lose the game. I know the same people and whether that beat them up or curse them. So in that regards, I believe that the club coaches, and the same thing it all come back down to, they have a longer time with those players. A lot of things can be done over a period of time. You can have 1 week of work on that, Julia. You can have 1 week because what you want to perfect it. You want for it to be able to get out of the players where you really want. In a national team, probably at the defensive aspect of the game, you're gonna try implement. Now we have a coach, a defensive coach, and we have a coach attacking. So the attacking part of the game will work. Is it that we just need them to come together now and collide so we can get what we're really looking for, or we can see a pattern, or we can see this, or we can see that. It kind of difficult. And even though people did that be tapper, it boils back down to the same thing. National team coaches don't get a lot of time. The only thing I would say though, these Premier League players that we have, they should be adopting quicker. And that's why persons might agree with what Dub Up said a while ago. There's no tacticality about this coach when it comes on to putting something together so that you can say, all right, this is what we're playing. This is how we plan to break down that team here. This is how we plan to do this. So in that regards, probably a lot to be desired. But we can't really too, and I've learned over the years, you can't really be too harsh on the national coaches. The players have to take things into consideration. At the end of the day, really the coach still, you know. But trust me, if you have the players who are quote unquote top players, is either they are rebelling against your system or you're doing something that they're not adapting to. So a whole lot of questions can come out of that for real. But the players seem quite fine with what Algrims is doing, except when they say that it was too much of a defense. Things seem to have changed and goals are being scored. But a pattern, a possession type of play, I mean, I think we're going to see that ever for a Jamaica team. But we need to see a glimpse of a pattern, as we cranky say. The triangles, we move the ball from one side to the next. You play that channel here and that channel there, lock, that door the lock, you turn it back, you reset, and you bring it back around to that next side to see whatever. We need to see them things there. All the way I watch football and she said it can be done in football.
Coach.
Yeah, man, me here.
Are you saying then the player's silence equate to agreement? Because we're basically then inferring that because they don't explicitly come out and say something negative, that means they're in agreement with the coach in terms of what strategy is employing.
I told you that they have said something that he is too defensive.
Yeah, maybe that was just extreme frustration where they have to say something in public.
And it wasn't said in public.
Right, okay.
Me bring it to the public because of sources. You understand? And subsequent to that, things have changed up a little bit from what I'm understanding. And it is a little bit better. So I guess the players are comfortable with the changes that have been made.
Okay.
Hence the reason why we're not hear that thought again. But a real thought, man. And I had to confirm it before I bring it out. I'm going to confirm it.
So you're telling us you have access?
Access in terms of how? Me I don't know
in terms of insiders.
No, me I don't know players them. Me I don't know the manager. Well, me know Manning's man, but me not know inside information. Me know people where me now go bring out my source. Let's leave it at that.
So I see Las Blancas is saying, where is Omari Hutchinson? I'm gonna put it that way. This question is a little bit different, and that's a good question, Las, which is Omari came quite a bit before, and all of a sudden the last two windows he's not available. So is Omari trying to manage the situation? Maybe we should ask the coach that next time. If he gets called this window, is Omari on a temporary freeze about his decision to play for Jamaica or not? What's the story? Because he's not tied yet, is he?
No,
he hasn't played any official match to us. Say, you know what? He's tied. So that's interesting.
Can you hear me, guys?
Yes.
Okay. I just took up my Bluetooth. Crank CD? Oh.
Me, I forgot the question that Cranky asked just so because Richard does want forward back and just start talk and him no hear.
Go ahead. I don't remember either, coach. I'm not that young
anymore.
Richard.
Oh, was there a question?
Jesus.
Was there a question? Can I speak?
Yeah, man, go on, man. Now speak here, speak now.
All right, sir. Look here. How confident and comfortable are you with Coach Jaime's inference that it's going to be very difficult for any of these players about to play against Guatemala making the senior men's team and squad against the likes of a Canada? Does that not suggest that he's fully aware and understands the levels to the game and is fully aware that in order to make the team with the likes of a Latibeaudiere, a Pinnock, an Amari Bell, somebody like a Chanel Thomas, who I've had a look at, and any of these other players, they will have to perform at a certain standard and level. That suggests that he's aware that he's got high expectations of Jamaica's best players, and yet at the same time, the elephant in the room is that midfield area. I would like to say that as day follows night, I'm confident and happy sometimes, more than before, that the likes of a Damari Gray, who has hit the ground running, has been given every opportunity on the ball to shine. In fact, I think he can be given even more opportunity. Leon Bailey is showing shoots of better, more consistent performances. Bobby Reid is showing that his football IQ is there. And yet, unfortunately, it's a challenge that Jamaica has to face in that midfield. And by the way, Mikel Antonio, with a robust effort in the last game he played, shows that he's still very much a part of the Reggae Boyz. So I'm saying big up Coach Jaime. It's a glass half full than half empty situation. And again, with the likes of Gray, Antonio, Reid, happy to be playing for the coach, showing good form. There's no shortcuts in football. And coming up against Canada with the Copa America, the carrot, Lord of mercy. I hope we don't beat the coach and the players if they don't get across the line. It's a real challenge, but I'm looking forward to the Reggae Boyz doing the best they can. Because if they get victory,
Richard,
my lord,
Richard,
one of the best that we can have ever experienced.
Richard, I have a question.
One thing with Richard still, you know, when you have a question and in the last few words in him sentence, you know, the man just a racing in sentence, you know. And
No. That's not the question. Richard started out the whole soliloquy with a question.
With a question, and he
didn't wait for the answer.
He answered.
I'm here laughing to death. I'm like, Richard asked a question, but he just kept going.
He answered, man. He don't want to answer. We have a caller online.
I think it's a rhetorical question he must have asked. I'm telling you.
Caller, welcome to the show.
Yes, Coach is Dex. First time caller.
Yeah, man. Welcome. Thanks for calling, man.
Greetings.
Yeah, man. I listen to your show. I have a board with Mr. Cranky. I live close to him up this side. Cranky, I hear you beat Damian Lowe. I'm a farmer defender. I play a little ball with Goodison, coached by a Brazilian, right? When a defender get a ball,
a German,
he's supposed to have.
No, he's not German.
No,
almost sound like him.
When a defender get a ball, he's supposed to have three choices, right? So he would have had Javian Brown. Javian Brown supposed to have a man down the wing and a man inside. So Lowe supposed to be seeing three passes, you know. No, the first pass Javian Brown would be seeing is Damian Lowe, because he would be facing Damian Lowe. So the problem sometimes is not Damian Lowe going long. Damian Lowe only see one pass, which is Javian Brown. No defender. I'm going to see one pass and give that man the ball. He have to see three options. That when he give Javian Brown, Javian have two more.
Hey, Carla.
So that's why I'm going long sometimes.
No, but sometimes I have a one call and give in one pass and give him man and him play back to him.
No, but what
so you say man, he can't have a one pass and give him. Sometimes him do that.
Hey, Carla.
Defender does not do it. He's talking about Saliba, right? Saliba have 3-4 passes. That's why they look good. That's why they look so good. I'm not saying Damian Lowe is the best, you know. But what I'm saying, Pino could have had Damian Lowe to him left and the next right and the next man down the wing and man in the middle. Sometimes when we watch the game, coaches there, remember when I was beating the team one time, a man said I think that I see a team that was me.
Say
I see
that again.
individual
I
players
missed
that
that
don't.
part. I missed that. What you say?
I send a thing in your chat. I say I don't see a team. Start being individual because we don't have a team. That was me.
Yeah.
Because I was in a team. Because the coach is the problem, and because we don't want to beat him like how we beat Theodore, that coach cannot angle his caliber player. He needs to go back where he come from. Because we have the player them to play at the back. We can play 3 at the back and defend 5 and attack with the same number going forward. Because we have 3 solid defenders to put 3 across the back. And then the wing back them would have tuck inside when we lose the ball and make it 5 defense. What the coach is doing, I don't know. We keep on giving the coach white flag. The coach to get a red flag now, a red card team now.
Hey, Carla.
But Cranky, look. I want you to look on the reason why I'm going along most of the time. And I will
hey,
listen
Carla,
again.
Carla, you can't hear me. You can't hear me.
Yeah, man, in my ear, man.
Yeah,
So,
man,
Carla,
I hear you.
so here's 2 things. One, first of all, central defenders have at least 4 passes, maybe 5. Right?
Right.
You can go back to wait. In today's football, you can keeper play with their feet.
Yeah.
You can go back to your keeper. You
Yeah.
can go to your right back. You can go to the center half. You can go to your midfielder at a minimum. And if you have the ability, you can go long on the wing if they're open. So you have at least 4 outlets if you're not comfortable. Secondly, Damien goes right, and he goes his right back, or he goes long to his center forward or his right winger. And why doesn't Pinnock? Why is Pinnock able to pass the ball between the lines and find his midfielder or find his left back or find his center half?
Is it position?
Sometimes Pinnock ball risky, and we lose it. I just came back from England because one of my biggest thing was to watch a Premier League, and I went to Bird deliberately to watch Pinnock. You see that system that Pinnock in, Cranky. That's why he looks world class. Because he have so much option. And Cranky, I didn't know that.
No, but Carla, hold on, Bala. Pinnock look world class in Reggae Boyz team too.
Yeah, but it's slow because I have less.
Okay.
You know, Coach's Dex, when I watch the Premier League up there, you know, Coach's Dex, it don't look wide open as how it look on the TV, you know. I could not believe how less a space them operate with. That's why they are so good, you know. But the man, them show up themselves. Everybody showing, right? The defensive midfielder becomes the center back in their system because the 2 center back would have dropped in the wing back position. The coach not doing that with us. He's not doing that.
But every team not play same way. Me get what you ask still now, but you can't. Every coach not coach the same way.
Yeah, but what is he? All right. Coaches Dex, tell me what is he coaching? Help me now. Tell me what is he coaching? Because I don't know.
All right. If you talk about the defense, sometimes I see 3 at the back too. Where Damian Lowe go around, Ethan still in the center, and Amari Bell. So they have 3. So Javian and Javian are the only defender we're gone up. So them push him up because them say, from what I've heard, is that he's better in attack than Bell. So he's the one they use to bring up so he can swing in the crosses. But we don't see that one still. What on, man?
Wing backs. Really and truly, they're not good defensive wing backs. You know? They are attacking wing backs. Come to think of, that's why we need 3 solid men down there. We need Deshaun Bernard, Ethan Pinnock, and Damian Lowe or whatever. And we don't like Damian Lowe, so we can put the tall man, the cricket man, we can put him down there in it too. The 3 man down there.
Who are cricket man?
You know that better, Bossy?
Must be Hector.
Hector, yeah.
Oh, Hector,
cricket man, we call it. Bossy, you don't think that I play better than Bossy? Trust me.
If we play
because we keep looking at that. Yeah, we keep looking at Clough and Guardiola. I want to look at those guys. They have Carl Walker attack, but he's a brilliant defender. Same as Ackley over the other side. We can't compare our little man them to them man. Our little man them look like a one thing in for their mind is attacking, and they always are
But Carla, it's about levels, you know. So when you're comparing those players in the Premier League, they're playing against player with equivalent level. No, but I'm saying you're saying what Walker does or what Ake does compared to who we have, but we're playing at the equivalent level. They're playing against world-class footballers. We're playing against people in CONCACAF, at least, say, for example, when we play in this region, it's not the same level as some of those players who play in that region, right? So I do think we can do a better job of keeping the ball. Yeah.
Space exposed, Cranky. When you are playing man in cup, if you leave space exposed, you're supposed to capitalize on it. So if our defender them go higher not coming back, don't matter who we playing, Cranky, counter-calf or not, people gonna capitalize on that.
No, but I'm gonna go back to something though. When you were talking earlier, your call was about me beating low, as you put it. I mean, my own term, paraphrase, which I don't think I was actually. But my contention with low is this.
Cranky all the time, Cranky, you beat him.
No, me not really beat him. Actually, if you go back to my comments, I say I support low, but he has to make better decisions. He has to make better. You can't be 31, 32 years old and keep doing the same thing you're doing at 21. That doesn't make any sense.
Well, that's true.
Why is the Pinnock getting all those yellow cards? Hey, why is the Pinnock getting all those yellow cards? Why is the Pinnock kicking down player in front of him? No, Pinnock. Why is the Pinnock getting yellow cards like low, or kicking down players, or making rash tackles? Why isn't Pinnock doing that?
Because Pinnock no rushing a tackle. Pinnock zone.
No, because he makes good decisions. He makes good decisions. Yes.
What is this? In the and they work out our team, you know, right? So most of the ball when they put in a true ball and they go them and low side because they know who he is. So Pinnock get a free pass sometimes. And low positioning is real bad sometimes.
So why not get it in the Premier League? What is the answer to that?
Why I'm not getting in the Premier League?
They don't go his side
because he has so much help. He has so much help. I'm telling you, look here. If he go out to tackle, you know, there's a next man cover him long time, you know.
But Pinnock no normally tackle.
He goes to there's two man cover him, you know. So that's why he don't have to do nothing.
I don't think the callers giving Pinnock enough credit. The caller not giving Pinnock enough credit. You play a game where they talk about.
That's why I wait here and watch him. No,
but I don't think you give enough credit. You're saying he has cover. You don't realize how much ball he heads out, how much ball he anticipates. One game he was playing, he was the only person that the commentators were talking about. He must have cleared 9, 10 balls consecutively. Yeah.
Frank, you remember when them used to play stopper and sweeper?
Yeah.
Me used to play stopper in front of Pepe, and because of that, I don't make no mistake. Because guess what? If I even go there, I feel so confident because Pepe was behind me. So I feel so confident that I try to tell you. So I can afford to go and do whatever I want to do because man even beat me. Sometimes the man left me sitting on my backside, but Pepe is right there. And they man don't hardly have that sometimes in today's football. He not have that luxury and that's stuck in a fee mind. He needs to come out of that sometime. I just give
Carla, I think you're giving Damien too much allowance. I've said this.
No, I'm not.
Wait, no. I've said this numerous times, Carla. Go ahead.
All right. No, I'm not giving him no allowance. I'm just saying.
But that's the argument sound still for real. When me listening.
Yeah, we just go hard on him sometimes. I'm not giving him no bag.
No, because look, think about it this way. So think about the Haiti game, for example. He made 2 really bad mistakes. And people keep saying, why you keep going long, Damien? Or why you rush into certain tackle? Or why you out of position? Because he has ability. No one is questioning that he has ability. But we're saying the decision making has to improve as you get older. You can't make the same bad decisions when you get older. You should be making better decisions. Like you're not learning from your mistakes.
Coach is next. I'm gonna take out my pen, my pencil, and my drawing board in the Canada game. I was planning to go up there, but I don't think I can make it because I already spent $5,000 to go to Chicago, and then that's the game, and it hurt me and my kids them. Because my kids them was so devastated.
You need therapy. I can get you somebody. You need therapy. You need $5,000
with 2 daughters. my son and my grandson cranky. 5,000 I vex cranky. And you wouldn't understand. I couldn't even drive the rental car back to the hotel. It's my son have to drive.
Yeah, you're taking it too personal. Do like me. Be agnostic. Just hope we win.
No, cranky. I love football. I love football, cranky. If you ever see me and sit and talk to me, you know how deep me is with football. And we can do better. We're way better than what we're doing, cranky.
So what you say? I take out the board and do now.
and right now, everything with you, I'm gonna focus as a defender. I'm gonna focus. I don't need to focus on Pinnock because Pinnock is Pinnock, and I proved that Pinnock is world. I'm gonna write down everything that Damien Lowe could have done and didn't, and all the reason why he couldn't do it or whatever. And I call you back. Trust me.
So wait. So it's okay. You make excuses for him already, caller. You go. You make excuses.
Cranky, your mindset.
No.
Your mindset too. Your mindset to
No, look. I think Damien is a good player. I'm gonna say it 101 times because when you say something that sounds critical, people think you're just being a critic. Period. I'm not saying. I said Damien has a lot of attributes, and he should be much more composed, given he's a much more experienced player. At 21, 22, I can forgive him. 23, 24, you mature at 27, 28. You can't be early 30s and still playing the same way. You can't go make the last tackle when you don't have to make the last tackle. Then if you get beaten, what happens?
Right.
There's nobody behind you, so you have to play with your head. That's why you hear me say this about Bailey more recently. I think Emery's the best thing ever happened to Bailey. Yeah,
Cranky, how much time? I'm gonna ask you a question now and look back on the game. How much time our midfielder show themselves 100% and say, "Give it to me"?
Don't disagree with that.
You know,
DJ.
You know, the guy from Panama. But DJ hardly play, bossy. DJ hardly play.
Yeah,
that's true. DJ don't play enough. I agree with you. I agree with you.
The guy from Panama, the no-fear guy from Panama. That is why he looks so good, you know. Because every time he show, they give it.
Well, Rafael doesn't do that. Rafael does that. Rafael does that.
But we don't have a Cranky. Why you keep saying what we don't have?
No, I'm saying no. You're saying historically. You're saying historically.
No, Cranky. But all I name we call a call to. We not have nobody in our midfield who represent themselves. So we not have nobody then. So who start? We are.
But that is the problem. So why we keep blaming the defenders? Then because means the defenders. So they defend Ethan Pinnock and Damien Lowe.
No, you never did that. You never did that defend Ethan.
No, I defend me defender. For the focus.
Hello, you can defend.
Carla.
They say you come from Rockford, so yeah, defending Rockford, man.
No, I don't know Rockford. Not Cockburn, man. I don't know Rockford, man. No matter with that. Even the man them on the wing sometimes need to drop back deep and show themselves because they have the skill to hold and pass. Show yourself, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like them fighting and them a big ball.
No, I think it's a strategy. So what they do is he pushes the right back way up almost to the halfway line, right? And then trying to get the ball to the right back to either go down the wing or go in the middle with it. If you notice how that play when Damien has it anyway. So what you're saying though is right, which is either Latia or Lambert will play. No, either Latia or Lambert playing midfield should be showing for that ball to get it.
So Cranky, you just identify a pattern.
Cranky, you didn't watch the match. When we draw with Mexico for go a World Cup and see how Theodore did that show up with the ball. And the best me see him play now. And when him play at Washington, that I two best game me see him play now. In the stadium of Jamaica, two of them know them want to draw. Everywhere on the field him show up for the ball because he know he couldn't hold on for it for 3 seconds, 4 seconds, 5 seconds. So he show up it. We don't see nobody and show up in a ball.
Yeah, we lock the midfielder.
No, in that team, Simpson and Theo and Whitmore won the ball, so they would show for it. Yeah.
Yeah. So Simpson used to be the dirty work. Theodore used to hold the ball, go collect the ball from the man. So he make the man good. So the coach, what you said, the coach need to do something about that. Lati Bodier in trying best, but in not understand the role that greatly like DJ, but he might not play DJ Basti. The man go like him a pity DJ like when you give somebody a dumpling.
I cannot buy the notion that Low doesn't have option, because if Pinnock have option, which is the same strategy on the other side, Low has option.
Frankie, I don't say no have option, you know. But what I'm saying, I don't think he have the 3-4 option that we talking about. And if he go back to the goalkeeper, we are going to beat him same way, because Jamaican people, they don't know nothing about the ball. Right now, you have to recycle the ball to the goalkeeper all the time. But when then you know, in the stadium, man, the man never go back to the goalkeeper, man, a ball out, play the ball forward, because we used to the kick and run.
No, but if you, I agree with you, caller.
And that we used to Walter Boy. Kick it up there to Walter Boy. And that we used to. And it now
No, but I would agree with you. Yeah, go ahead.
Eh?
No, I'm saying if you recycle the ball, like you're saying, I agree with that. You recycle the ball and start the play over if you can't find a pass forward.
Frankie,
right?
Even though at Chicago, when the man recycle the ball at Chicago, the Jamaican little fan them down there, I get annoyed.
There were Jamaican fans there apart from you? There were Jamaican fans there apart from you?
You know, you have a couple of people there. You have a couple of people there, Cranky.
Okay.
You have about 1,000 people there, Cranky. You never done that?
No, I didn't go. You going to the game tomorrow? You going to the game tomorrow? No?
Cranky, may I tell you the truth? We just go and look for the ticket, you know, Cranky. And I'll be $100 ticket. Me not pay $100 to go watch that game, Cranky.
Well, I think you should, though. Just close your eyes, man, and press the button. That's what I did.
Because if you close your eye, if you open your eye and make $5,000, you must close your eye and make it.
What is that? Hold on now. That take 2 more minutes and give the story behind that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, see, I'm here alone with that plan behind and go watch him at Chicago, you know. But through financial reasons, you know, you go up and plane, you disclose something to your bigger child and say, if anything happens, this is where this then. You understand?
Oh, it's a Jamaican thing, because afraid of playing. A Jamaican thing afraid of playing, but keep going.
Yeah. My dad said to me, say, Daddy, imagine in a 98 when I was just 8 years old, you take me to every football match, and you go to a match and leave us cranky, and the whole family come down for me, you know. The whole family everybody down cranky. So if me tell them, say me I got the whole family pack up in my vehicle, you know, cranky, you can't deal with that again.
It's less. It's not 5,000 this time. It's probably gonna be about if you carry 5 people, about 800s. I got a ticket for.
Oh yeah.
It was $120 plus $40 for fee each, so it's about 3 something.
No, a 135. A 135 did for the seat when we get at Chicago.
Right, so this is about the same price. Yeah.
You have to buy a jersey for everybody to, you know, cranky. Everything reached me at the same time. Jersey, plane ticket.
I hope them all listen coaches this and say, yo, me want how much.
No, them not rich. Them not rich. Now I'll give you a bigger joke. Listen to this. My last daughter mother is Trinidad, you know, right? So I buy she a jersey, and she wear a jersey, and she happy. She born here, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, when we play Trinidad, she said, Daddy, come and pick me up to watch the match with you. When me go the child come out in a Trinidadian jersey, you know. Coach is there. Yes, when we start to whop up Trinidad, here my daughter and my living room to me, Daddy, can I have my Jamaican jersey? Me say, that's not how football works. Me say, I just joke out it. I just joke thing, but we need to do better coaches.
So who you recommend? Come here, instead of coach I can't manage a team, you know. Who you recommend?
All right. We have to go back and find a coach who kind of have this. You know, like the Brazilian them type of play.
No, but that I get obsolete now, no caller. You see, man, them are creep up on Brazilian football.
Coaches that is your eye getting obsolete.
No, sir.
It's not getting obsolete. Because Manchester. Hold on.
I get obsolete. Lord of mercy.
Hold on, coaches that. My team, right? From 2004, because of Manchester City, from 2004. It was AC Milan first. Me I come from Ajax. Me I watch football from
what got this then, man? Can you switch up so much team?
No. Every time I switch is because it have, say I Brentford never switch to know.
Yeah, they know.
I Brentford never switch to because it have connection.
We don't want to hear no story from you again, because you switch too much deep.
No. But what I'm telling you, if you watch Arsenal, it's still about wing play and wing back and all that. Look at how them play. Not because them talk inside with you, them dead, Them dead, but them play as midfielder and wing back at this same time.
Carla, you were doing so well until you told me you're a Man City fan.
Yeah.
If you are playing with Goodison and you're a Man City fan, if you're playing with we say you play with Goodison, so you come from way back when, and you're a Man City fan, I have to question you, Carla.
That's why I'm saying, man, when I walk on this cranky.
Yeah, walk on this, Carla. You're walk on this. Walk on this.
Frankie, you used to bring AC Milan because of George Reid married to a Jamaican. Me's a Jamaican, So when we know said Jamaican up there, Daniel Sturridge, Jordan Lescott, Michael Richards, all of them have Jamaican connection. That's how we start bring them. Me not bring up only for people who me don't know.
Okay.
Come on, no, Cranky. Me not go.
Yeah,
right
still.
now,
Which Jamaican they on Arsenal? And Cranky now follow them. Yeah, walk on it. Bossy, yeah, walk on this.
No. When name? Reese Cranky. I told Jamaican Reese Nelson plus Cranky.
No, Reese Nelson has Smith Road Jamaican heritage, so I think actually. But yeah.
So yeah, but not Ethan Pinnock and you go switch to Brentford. Eh?
That's why I'm playing money to go watch him. The man good, real good.
So if
Ethan a big baller, man. Ethan a big baller. Ethan a big baller.
You know, say if you name pay money Cranky, you don't believe.
Yeah, a big baller, big baller, big baller, man, big baller.
But he never come to Chicago, so I have to go up there go see him.
Oh,
in person. No, me not joke with no. What is that? No, me not joke with football. No, coach is just me take it serious, And when me go up there, me watch him, man. Remember, say me almost not get no ticket because me no member. I beg them and cry and then sell me 2 tickets to me and me. Me can't say who am me they go up there still.
Anyway,
And then
you need to find a match tomorrow. You have to find a way to reach a match tomorrow.
Yeah, I forgot the match tomorrow.
We have to link up. You have to find a way to reach.
I think they still have tickets. I think there's still tickets available, so you can go. You can go.
No,
tomorrow is Saturday.
To get started, download the Google Home app on a phone or tablet.
Hey, coach, somebody that talk to me, coach. I'm a machine here talk to him, and I understand.
Yeah,
I must be brain drained. Must be brain drained. Sorry, Carla, but AI is here kicking in. Go ahead, Carla. Go ahead.
Yeah, I go up there tomorrow still. I go. I support them still.
Yeah, man.
But I have to go hide from the kids. Can't put on the jersey with them, but I have to go hide because I come out of the house.
All right, sir. But anyways, a big call still. A call full of vibes. You have to call in more regularly, man. And stop by.
Yeah, man.
If I went to one call, I'm afraid. I think you're not going to listen to me.
Are you showing that brain drain? Are you showing that brain drain?
One day for you, are you doing brain drain?
Because you say you're afraid to call, there must be brain drain.
If Boris listen, no, Boris don't water. No worry yourself.
Well, we're going to find out who do.
Yeah, you're not find out, You're not find out.
If you come and match tomorrow, we're going to find out.
I'm going to link Cranky and Cranky talk football, man.
All right, cool. All right. Bless up.
All right, big up yourself, Carla.
Respect, Carla. Respect.
Yeah, man, a big Carla. The nice of the show, man.
Yeah. I would concur with that. I would concur. And he's a Damian Lowe fan, which is a good thing.
Let me quickly ask the question, quick and fast.
Jesus.
Do you respect Coach Jaime's assertion that few and far between of these players against Guatemala are likely to make the Jamaican squad? Does that suggest that he has a high benchmark for what he's looking for going forward?
Who's that question for?
And someone like you start.
All right, so look, the coach is doing it. You know, this game is a money game. It's not a game to pick his team. It's a money game. So he's gonna do his official duties and make sure he coaches the team well and hope they can compete. But he already has a fixed set of players that we've seen coming into different windows. He probably need 2 or 3 people because think about it. Waite and Romario, who came in the last window, and Javane Brown have come consistently, right? Those are probably the 3 players who are consistently in the what we call the first team or the first team squad, or they're on a regular basis. So, as he's alluding to, you would have to really do something exceptional for him to consider you. Now, I would say if you're Phillips, if you're Magee, if you're Howell, if you're possibly Reed, you shine out in the Guatemala game, and we're desperate for midfielders with some creativity and some box-to-box ability, then I'm sure he would be considering you because, as we have all talked about, our midfield needs support and help. So I don't think it's impossible for somebody to break in the squad, but he has seen these players before, maybe not Magee, and he probably has an assessment of their capabilities, and they would have to really go up and above the top for him to consider bringing him into the first team squad. So
yeah, but he also alluded to the fact that there's a possibility that 1 or 2 players might make it into the Canada squad. So I guess this game is to see that aspect of the game where I think the midfield is where he wants to tighten up, or the right back. So of course, I think somebody might break in. And again, I will say it based off the trend and what, unless this is gonna prove me wrong this time around, but based off the trend, most times when the squad is picked or named, not all those players end up coming to the game. So obviously,
that is true.
That
is true. We
be
don't know who's going to be
somebody.
injured this weekend.
Exactly.
And may not be able to make it. So that is true. Yeah. But
So
but in the squad, coach, only about 3 players. Phillips has been in one of his squad, I think, or 2 of his squad. But only the 3 players I mentioned before are going to be not guaranteed, but may expect to get called up, right? Williams was surprised, I think, the last call-up window. Javane is in and out. Most time he's in. And Waite is definitely the backup goalkeeper going forward and has played well when he got a chance.
So what CC says, CC does mute on the show tonight. We have 8 minutes to go for the show to close off. You know, CC.
Yeah, I haven't heard from CC actually. CC, are you still there or you're sleeping?
Me there, man. You know, me no mute. It's just that a conversation I go through, but I guess me not really get an opportunity to talk. So,
well, the floor is yours.
I mean, for me, as I've said before, several occasions, if people even really look at the teams that we have beaten or the teams that we are getting results at, and some of these teams, what are their position ranking in like the FIFA ranking, right? So it's not like, I think people when you critique the coach, you have a lot of persons who will run and call and you're beating the coach because you want a local coach or this and that, but you have not necessarily seen a significant improvement in the way the team has played. And you have not seen significant improvements in terms of even results. It's basically the same for the same if you should look how things were. And you have had coaches that have had better results. For my thing is this. With Tyreek Magee being called to the Guatemala game, I'm looking for Tyreek Magee to make an impact in this game and places himself into the thoughts of Aimir Algrimson in terms of being in the team. Because no matter what anyone wants to say, I've seen the youth play, and I've seen the youth play for Jamaica. And even if you want to say he did not play for 90 minutes or did not give you what you expect for 90 minutes, this notion that we have that a luxury player or some people have players that are they call showboating. These things are things that some media made up stuff where people are going. It's like you're going against a type of player because your country or your team does not have that type of player. So for me, Tyreek Magee does not need to necessarily be a tackler per se. What I think he needs to improve upon is his work rate, but it doesn't mean that he needs to be the best of a tackler. So, but in terms of the creative department, I feel like we're lacking in that area, and the players that we have, like the Daniel Johnsons and those players, they may have gotten a higher level of football education than a Tyreek Magee, but when it comes down to the central attacking midfield area, I think outside of probably Ravel Morrison, I think Tyreek Magee for me is still our best option. But because he has been developed locally and he wasn't developed in a La Masia or in a academy in England or any one of these countries, it is difficult for anybody to see or for anyone to say or suggest that he can be the answer in that position, right? So it's just for it's up to him now, because he has the coach. People have been calling for him. The coach has given him the opportunity to come back and show what he can produce. So I just think that the game tomorrow, out of every other player, Magee is the player that I'll be watching more so. So out of any other player, because I think just like the number 6 position, we're calling out for the number 10 position. Some countries, what people don't fail to realize is that even in England does not necessarily play with a traditional number 10. So even some of the players that we get who are Jamaican players who have been coined in the who have been educated in the English system, some of these players have not necessarily been trained in a way where they are at the quintessential number 10, because that is not the English way. It's like, you can, if you look at England, even when England is playing right now, can you name the person who plays number 10 for England? They have a number 10 and him not even a make a team. He make a team, but he not even a start. And that is Madison. Madison can't get a start for England when he do get picked for England. And Madison is their best playmaker. So this thing where some people even say the number 10 is dying. The number 10 is not dying. You have nations who they don't have a player to fit that role, or they don't like to play with that role. So themselves are killing off the position. And it's not necessarily that the position is dying. No position in football per se is dying. It's just some people who, if you do not have that type of player, or you do not like that type of player, and you have the greater media muscle or capital, you're going to portray a different type of player or kill off that type of player with your machine that you have. So eventually, in the minds of people, they're going. Yes.
CC. How many teams in the English league have a 10 nowadays?
How many
true
teams?
10. I mean, they're playing the CM, the attacking midfielder. How many teams have that?
Not many teams have it. But that's what I'm saying. They're
So
trying to
wouldn't that be right by some in the comment section saying the 10 is sort of dying? You know why? Because 10, as you've talked about, Magee, not only are flair players, but in today's football, you can't afford to have a weak league defensively if you're playing against a really good team, right? And the 10 position normally are players who don't put in the work. And teams nowadays are playing pressing football. A lot of teams that are doing well are playing pressing football. And if you play that style of football, if you don't play for the entire game, you're going to play part of the game. And if your 10 is not doing that work to press and cover and make sure the press is well aligned, then he's going to be shown up first, and he's going to be questioned. And the coach can't rely upon you and depend upon you, so they move on. Find somebody else who can do the job.
But then, Cranky, question though, in terms of the nations, right? And in terms of when we are watching the World Cup, the teams that are making the finals and the teams that are going in that section, these teams have possessed a number 10?
Well, if we think about the teams normally, nowadays it's probably France and Spain and England, low extent Belgium and the Argentinas and still the Brazils, right? It's those teams, and
So
even their tens, even their traditional 10. Think about it. McAllister is a 10 for Brighton. And what does he play now? He plays CDM, right? Paqueta is probably one we consider 10 for Brazil. But Paqueta plays like box to box nowadays for West Ham, not even a traditional 10 anymore. So even the historical 10s are being converted to be much more. Even Odegaard, who plays for us, play a traditional 10, but he's actually playing called De Bruyne playing some respect, which is he's leading the press. And he's playing a more holistic midfielder role versus just a pure 10 where I'm playing behind the forward as if we're playing, we're playing two up front. So that traditional 10 in traditional sense, I think, has changed and is changing. You have to do the work, else you're not going to be playing. In football today, got so technical that you can't have weak link defensively. Yeah.
But
go ahead.
Oh yeah.
So super chat is that Shakira is the GOAT, Magee back in the national team. We just need Oblique Civil to win the gold medals now, and all is well in sports. Hey, if you say I bring you call a while ago. Where's the cranky?
Well, the caller was funny and the caller had substance, so it couldn't be brain drain.
It couldn't be him.
No, it couldn't be.
Low blow. Low blow.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
It couldn't be him. It couldn't be him. It couldn't be him. I don't think it was him. No.
All right. Let's share the final thoughts. So we're up on the 3-hour mark, and I know, so we have to rest up for the match tomorrow. And even though I know the night, but we have to put things together in place, so. Give us your final thoughts, CC. Then Tiddlywinks, followed by Cranky.
Yeah, so my thing is this. Magee, as I said though, in terms of Magee's ability, because if we can deploy even Magee playing right wing, drifting into the middle and taking up that space and playing, I think we just have to find a role. It is on the player, it's on the coach, it's on the player, but it's on the player 90% to show us what he can perform or what he can offer the team. But for me right now, we do not have a player of Magee capabilities in the team right now, irrespective of where these players are playing, irrespective of where they have trained or are been conditioned. My next thing is that I think people have to understand that for the program to go forward, the game has to develop to a level locally, because otherwise the program will never go to the levels that you think where we are qualifying for back-to-back World Cup. And even in the CONCACAF region, you can use the USA as an example. You can even use probably Canada now as an example. You can use Panama as an example, Honduras and these countries. The USA, the game has grown in USA, right? The game has grown to a point where USA, they might have not made the World Cup, I think, in 2018, but they have made a 2018 or 24, but one of those seasons, but they have made the World Cup over a number of years since they have hosted the World Cup. Canada is making the World Cup now, and quite possible Canada is going to the next World Cup as the host. Panama has made a few World Cups. The game has grown in these countries on a local level to the point. The game in Jamaica, if it is not grown to a level where we can develop players to export players overseas on a mass exportation level, then for me, the national program is going to suffer, because we are going to still require serve. The thing about it, we are going to only rely, let me put it like this, we are going to solely rely on diaspora when we could rely on the entire globe, meaning the diaspora players and Jamaican players, but we're not, and not Jamaican players, because they are Jamaican players, locally developed players. So we won't be able to rely on a locally developed player any at all. We will just look at diaspora players, which to me, either player should not be disenfranchised because of a lack of development in our system. So that's my thought.
Tiddlywinks, are you know?
In football, there are no shortcuts.
Please, well, make
What
that
see?
one a short. Make that cut a short, see?
Hey, I'm gonna tell you straight, CD. Me love you, Big up yourself.
Hey, my warm up, coach. My warm up. My warm up. Like, like, for the bench, I warm up, coach. He's ready to go. He's ready to go.
What CC just said was timely, and I feel this debate will come back, especially in light of the ongoing JFF elections. This game against Guatemala, very interesting. I'm looking forward to the likes of Chanel Thomas, Demario Phillips, and all who take part in this game against Guatemala. What CC said was very, very portentous. I'm looking to see who's going to shine, who's got the ability against opponents who are not sleeping. Guatemala will have a good fan base. They're a competent team, and they'll be hungry themselves to prove a point to their fans and loved ones. The Reggae Boyz have a challenge against Canada coming up. It will not be easy, but the incentive could not be greater. A chance to rub shoulders with the reigning world champions Argentina, Brazil, Uruguay. Hey, it won't be easy. We've got the mother of all issues in the midfield, but under coach Jaime Angrovson, I believe the players are willing to run through walls. He may not be the most offensive-minded coach, but we've got to try and trust the process and hope that the players can deliver both against Guatemala and Canada. The important thing is to support the coach as much as possible, including being constructively critical. But I'm in a far happier place as a Reggae Boyz fan than during our last World Cup campaign. The glass is half full than half empty. CD, peace and love. I'm going to catch you for the remainder of the triple treat. Peace.
Big up yourself. Cranky.
So I'm going to try to be quicker. I don't disagree with CC that we have to develop our players wherever they reside. And that's the responsibility of the JFF and whoever's in football in Jamaica for those who reside in the Rock. But Jamaica is a much larger country than just the Rock that most of us have lived on part of our lives, or some for their entire life. It's a much bigger country. It's now global. And we have to think and operate accordingly. I'm going to try to get to the game tomorrow. You hear me keep saying try to get to the game tomorrow because I do want to see the local players play, and I'm just going here to support the players. I have no expectation about this team versus the team that's going to play Canada. Two separate, distinct entities. You do have a few players who overlap, but most of the starters are going to come, maybe even all of them, from what I call the first team squad versus this team. My hope is that, as people are alluding to, and the consensus view, I wouldn't call it consensus, but most of the people want Magee to play because they have seen him play when he was younger. They saw a lot of potential. It has not materialized, but they want him to do well. And they still think he has some things about him which can contribute to the national program. I hope that's the case. I've watched him play up close and personal. I think he has ability, but I think he fakes defense. And what do I mean? It looked like he never learned to play defense at all in his career. And it's hard when you have bad habits to get rid of them, when it's ingrained in you. And when I watch him play, he doesn't even know where to go defensively, frankly, given where he plays. And at some point, if he doesn't learn that, and he's getting up there now in age, from a football standpoint, coaches are not going to play him as much as he would like to be played. Because football today is very unforgiving as it relates to you playing both ways. And frankly, as people have been saying in the chat, today's 10 is different from when historical 10 have been. You have to have effort. You have to put a foot in for it, not even just for a tackle, but you got to track your man defensively. And if you don't track your man defensively, that means the other team has somebody who's open. So my hope is that not only him playing well tomorrow, but everyone plays well. We get a good game. And some players make the coach have to think twice about, do they belong in the first team squad? So hopefully we do well tomorrow.
Yeah, man. All right. Big up yourself, Cranky. Big up yourself, Tiddlywinks. Big up yourself, CC. And definitely we look forward to see the fans support the team tomorrow. Stay safe, people. Until next time, we'll see if we can give you live coverage from Ars, New Jersey, or a little of the triple treat from there. You know what I mean? So big up yourself, everyone. Until next time, stay safe. Peace out.
Your style and your flavor make the city rock. They must say the season come out with a bang. Coach Minzy, best round here. Remember that.